Oh my gosh, that was so epic.
I think that's it.
There he is.
You guys ready? Let's pull it.
Ready? 1, 2, 3. Oh. Hey! And JB's on there!
600!
600! Yes! Yay! 600 mile time. That would be just.
So here we are, back with the real Supercharger.
Okay, we are on the test track.
I'd recommend putting your head on the headrest.
Okay.
There he's ready. Nope.
Yep. Oh, there it goes. Oh, that never gets old either.
We have the post-study production cars here.
Wait, what?
Yeah, oh yeah, you watch it.
Well, why is he gonna throw it?
I don't know, but we're gonna watch it.
Yeah.
He just used a sledgehammer. What?
Well, maybe that was a little too hard.
I'm Eric, otherwise known as Derek, here in Shanghai at Gigafactory 3.
Ballapalooza. It's like tricks.
3, 2, 1.
Will it wipe is the big question of the day.
Will it wipe?
Generic cornflakes.
Whoa! It's raining cornflakes! Oh. This is trippy. Look, there's nothing here. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome everybody. Sorry, I was using this camera while we were road tripping and it was a little off. Literally just got home. I don't know, what was that? An hour and a half ago?
Yeah.
Gave the car a quick wash and here we are. It was a fun road trip though. We can maybe talk about that a little later on. But hopefully everybody is doing well. It is August 9th. I don't know where July went or June went or even the first couple or week of August, but here we are. Okay, so like usual, we're gonna jump in the news, have a few things to talk about, and then we will go ahead and open it up and Q&A with you guys, hang out with you guys, and yeah, just kind of take it as it is. So let's just jump right into this. The Cadillac Lyriq. We kind of spoke about this a little bit last week while they like did their unveiling thing. Yeah, it was weird. But anyway, learned it won't come out till winter of 2022. Yikes. It'll be priced at like the mid $70,000 range. So kind of between like Y and X. Have a projected range about 300 miles and no word on performance specs. And then Edmunds came out and said, let's stop using the term Tesla killer when earlier that day, they are the ones that said it will be the Tesla killer.
Mm-hmm.
So
every car is a Tesla killer, but so far nobody's succeeded as far as I remember.
It was a complete and utter joke on their part, but it is what it is. Don't really have too much other information on that, but my attitude is this. It's not being released until winter of 2022.
But is that the beginning of 2022 or the end of 2022? Because
that's true. I would think it's the end. But anyway, the Cybertruck's supposed to come out late 2021. My bet would probably be 2022. And that's like going to have 600-mile range.
Yeah, twice with the Cadillac. Totally different though, probably interior. Cadillac's probably going to be really nice on the inside. So hopefully we'll see like, when the Plaid Model S and Model X come out later this year, hopefully, maybe that will have a much better interior, maybe something that would compete with the Chrysler, or excuse me, the Cadillac Lyriq.
Yeah, but like still like that's like half the range. It's a little late to be coming up with 300 miles in 2022, in my opinion.
Yeah, and it'll be interesting to see because again, we don't know about charging networks or anything like that. I mean, I'm sure they can use the Electrify America charging network, but we don't know. I'm sure it won't be integrated in their navigation, but if they do, that would be so much easier for taking road trips in that car.
Yeah, totally.
And who knows, maybe we'll have some free charging. They could give a credit at Electrify America.
They probably will, in my opinion, because we saw that with the Porsche.
Some other cars have given credit.
I think they did that too, so it makes sense if they do this as well. And then next up, so there's someone on Twitter that if you don't follow, he has some really good Tesla leaks. We'll say that. And he goes by Green the Only. So I kind of want to show you this tweet because it goes hand in hand. We kind of talked about this last week. We learned that Tesla is working on integrating into the autopilot preview that you see on your center display or your instrument cluster, depending on if you have S or X or 3 or Y. But Teslas are going to start recognizing other Teslas and displaying them as such. And so actually he did some digging, Green the Only here, and actually found in one of the updates the renderings of what they will look like. So you have X, S, 3, and Y. And actually even said no models yet, but coming later, ambulance, fire truck, police car, and construction. So he's very good at reading all the codes and everything. So it's actually kind of cool to see that, though. I'm not going to lie. A lot of cool things coming with that.
It's kind of like a nice to have. It's not something you really need, but it's kind of a cool little feature. It'd be neat to see, oh, there's another Tesla.
It is very cool. It's kind of cool that they can recognize each other, too.
Yeah, and it'll be interesting to see. I haven't read up on how they're going to be doing that, if it's going to be just by using the cameras, or if they'll also be using just, how the car's always communicating with Tesla servers. So I don't know if that will be integrated into it as well. But it would be interesting to see when they get that feature. But again, it's a nice little fluff thing. It's not like necessary, but it'll be cool to have.
Definitely, 100% agree. It's just kind of fun. And Elon himself even said that it's like just kind of like an Easter egg, but actually kind of functional. Next up, so a new Tesla update hit. I believe it was yesterday.
Over the weekend, or
Yeah. So it is 2020.32. The newest iteration is .1. Anyway, though, it comes with some pretty cool updates. So, been doing a little bit of digging, and there's this new website we found called Tesla Scope, and it's kind of like Teslafy in a sense, but it also shows you what is in the update, which is very helpful.
Yeah, the release notes.
So, in here, these are basically the release notes. So, Tesla Powerwall coordination, your car coordinates with Powerwall in case of a power outage, which was already on.
The 3 and the Y had that feature since, I think, May or so, but now it looks like they finally added it probably to the S and the X.
Yep. So that's, love to see it. And then, so you have some XM improvements. I don't know. Do any of you guys really use XM radio? I really haven't. I don't know. Is it something I should look into? I don't know. But the other cool thing I actually noticed too is if you hover over this, it tells you what these like what cars it's associated with and where in the world, like what region.
Yeah,
it's actually pretty cool. I'm very happy finding
it's nice to see that someone is finally tracking the release notes this way and grouping them that way, because people have been wondering for years, it was like, what's in this release, and you had to go search on forums or search on the blogs, and you can only find like for that release. And this way, at least going forward, it will have that. I don't know if they have all the past firmware updates, probably not, but at least it'd be nice to have that going forward.
Yeah. And sorry, I have to pull my phone out. Apparently chat has frozen on this screen.
Uh-oh.
I was like, why are there no messages in the last 10 minutes? Turns out we have a lot of comments. Hello, everybody. We will get to comments here in just a minute. But anyway, so other things that are actually pretty cool that it comes with is dynamic brake lights. So if you're like 50 kilometers an hour or over 31 miles per hour and brake forcefully, the lights will now flash quickly. But if you look at this, it's not in the US.
Yeah, just different regions.
Which is a bummer. I want this in the US. I've seen cars do this.
Yeah, that's what.
Why can't we have that?
I don't know. Yeah, because I've seen other cars do it, and you'd think that if other car manufacturers are allowed to, that Tesla would be able to as well.
Exactly. So hopefully, anyone at Tesla, if you're listening, please bring it to US cars if that's possible. And then one of the other things I'm actually a huge fan of is the car left open notification. So if the trunk, frunk, or any doors left open for over 10 minutes, and if all the doors and trunks are locked, the notification will be sent. And then if the doors are all locked, the notification will be sent if any window or sunroof is detected to be open 10 minutes after leaving the car. Super, super helpful. That way, there's no reason you should ever get rain in your car. I've seen some photos of that, and it didn't look pretty. But you also have close windows on lock, which I thought Tesla already had that with the key fob. Maybe not.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's now here. Oh, I guess you could do it with the key fob, but this will enable you to do it when you lock the car.
Okay, automatically.
Yep. Supercharger improvements. So it says that V3 superchargers up to 250 kilowatts, and this is specifically for S and X.
Unlike the Raven models.
Yes, correct.
So since like 2019, like second quarter or so 2019 and newer,
yep,
we'd be able to go to 250. We know the ones before that can hit about 200.
Yeah, so...
And these were previously limited to about 225, so they've bumped it up.
Yeah, which, I mean, 250 is amazing. We've experienced it a lot on Model 3 and Model Y, and it's crazy fast. Absolutely love it.
Yeah, and we won't see that on our 2017 Model S's just because they don't have the wiring's not the right gauge. But we're still able to hit about 200 kilowatts on those older cars.
Yeah. Yeah.
Still pretty fast. Considering when we first were released, I think we maxed out at like 120 or something like that. So it's
it was a lot lower.
Yeah.
And then I think one of the bigger things is going to be this suspension improvements. And this basically will give you real-time visualization. Oh, sorry. It flickered for a second. Real-time visualizations of how the suspension system is dynamically adjusting. And you can actually go to advanced and really tweak it. And somebody actually over here on Reddit posted this. And so you can tell it how many ride millimeters you want, your ride height, your damping settings, your ride comfort, your handling. It is crazy cool. I have not seen this in any other car. Maybe I have been absent of everything. But the fact that this is here now is actually really, really cool.
Again, I bet that's only going to be for Raven or newer S and X.
And see, that's what I'm kind of afraid of too. I hope it is available more for any suspension, but I haven't heard if it's only for the Ravens or not.
We'll find out, I guess.
So if you know, definitely drop it in the comments below and we'll check it out. But hopefully, fingers crossed, they can make this available for everybody, because that would be really awesome if they could. And then if we go back here, I think a lot of this was just previous release note stuff. But yeah, super excited for this update. Should be pretty awesome. As soon as we get it, we go over the release notes and do a full video and kind of test some things out. but happy to see that coming. It's crazy what Tesla can do after releasing a car to be able to upgrade it.
Yeah, it just keeps
add
getting
this.
better, even though the car can be 3 years old and we're still getting all kinds of new features.
Exactly. It's pretty awesome. But let's get to the next part of the news. Beijing has officially opened its first V3 Supercharger. That's pretty awesome. Congrats to everyone out there. V3 is pretty freaking awesome. Giga Texas has already started clearing land and is now hiring, and Tesla apparently plans to be finished by the end of 2021, which is awfully ambitious given they have, 16 months. I don't know. That's tight timeline, but that does kind of like coincide with the Cybertruck release, which is supposed to be late 2021. So I guess we'll kind of see the way the Shanghai factory worked is before that factory was like fully finished, they were already starting to roll Model 3s off the line. So perhaps they'll be able to do that with Cybertruck to really kind of push some out in about a year. I don't know.
Yeah, they started with Model 3 production, and then once they got Model 3 ramped up in Shanghai, they started the Model Y build out, and I'm not quite complete with that yet, but I think they should be having Model Ys here in China sometime later this year.
Yeah, I think the goal was the end of 2020.
Also, I saw Giga Berlin is making all kinds of progress too.
Oh yeah,
it's going up really quickly.
Yeah,
so.
that another factory that's going up crazy fast. But in the U.S., things tend to be pretty slow. So the fact that their goal is the end of 2021 seems awfully ambitious. But I would love to see it, and I think all the Tesla fans would as well. And then. Before we get to kind of the title of the video, talking about supercharger icing and talk about Model Y, give you guys a little sneak peek. Some other of Elon's companies that most people that follow Tesla also follow. Today it was announced that SpaceX won a multi-billion-dollar government military contract. Awesome for them. And Boring Company Tunnel gets expansion approval in Las Vegas. And the original plan was actually a pretty small tunnel for mainly the convention center, but the new plans and then future plans are basically the entire strip, the airport, like everything. So that'll be really nice once that comes around, because the pictures actually show everything will be done in Model S, X, and 3. They didn't include Y in that though. So I wonder if they came up with that before Y was really being sold.
That would be my guess, because I don't see why they would have the 3 and not the Y. It doesn't make sense.
You don't see Y?
Haha.
So yeah, I guess we'll have to keep an eye on and see if they come up with that or not. And then real quick, before we get to the supercharger icing and everything like that, let's go over our solar production.
So another good week. I think last week we averaged had sun pretty much every day, and we averaged like 105 kilowatts per day. So it's gone down some, but we're having these, like I said, we have these afternoon thunderstorms that come through, and just enough to lower the production so we don't have a perfect day. This week was a little slightly less. I think we averaged like 101 kilowatt hours per day. So still pretty good. And for the year, still doing great. We still have racked up so many credits. We basically taken 6,274 kilowatt hours from the grid, but we have sent 10,530 kilowatt hours back. So we are, covering our usage and then some. We might actually get double our production by the end of this year. And that's, again, with our utility, we can carry those credits over. So we basically should, hopefully never have an electric bill again because of our solar system. That's powering like 2, 3, 4 Teslas and the entire household. So great deal.
Yo. Sorry, I had to grab something. Okay, so yeah, so far, super happy with the solar. I don't know why my camera buttons aren't working now. This is fun. There we go. Okay, but yeah, solar has been going phenomenally well. We are still having our issue with our electric company. Yeah. Still working through that. We got an update last week that hopefully they should have an update this week. Yeah.
Basically, we're just waiting for our transformer to either be replaced or for an additional transformer to be added outside of our house.
Exactly. So hopefully that all gets taken care of sooner than later. But as soon as that whole situation is dealt with, we will come up with an update for you guys, because it is actually a pretty big issue. It's no small issue in my eyes. It's something that is very concerning. But wanted to kind of talk to you about the thumbnail, then we'll get into Model Y because the thumbnail kind of reveals a little bit about Model Y. But basically, today on our way home, we found that Kremmling... Actually, you found it yesterday.
Yeah, basically we saw that the latest V3 supercharger in Colorado just went live like yesterday. It started showing up on Tesla's site, but nobody had gone up to visit yet. So we figured on our drive home from California that we would take a slight detour and go and check it out. We did see, we were less than an hour away, that somebody did beat us to it, but they confirmed that it was working. So we went ahead and continued on with our trip just so that we could test it out and say we've been to the latest supercharger and actually charge there.
It's kind of cool to knock that one off the list, not gonna lie.
The cool thing is, like, a minute after we arrived there, a Model X showed up there as well. So the word gets out that new superchargers are open. And it's not in the Tesla navigation yet, so it probably takes 2 or 3 days before it'll show up there. But it is up there and it is working. They have 8 V3 stalls. And for those of you who don't know, Kremmling is kind of between Steamboat Springs, Colorado, and Silverthorne. So if you're getting off of the interstate and headed north towards Steamboat Springs, it's definitely a welcome stop that will help you charge up north and even help you get up into Wyoming if you need to.
Yeah, and we love to see it, but this is kind of sad because when David saw that somebody else was first there,
the first
it was
person
being blocked by some...
There's a pickup truck over on the left side, and a pickup truck was parked there. And if you look, the signs at each stall say that it's for Tesla, like, electric vehicle charging only. And yet so the reason it's called icing is because it's like internal combustion engine, and this is when a non-electric car or a non-Tesla parks in the space and blocks the supercharger from being used by a Tesla. And so an hour before, there was a black pickup truck there, and then we got there an hour later, and there's a Jeep there parked there blocking the stall. At this time, there weren't enough Teslas there that it didn't inconvenience any Tesla owners, but this just shows that people aren't paying attention to the signs. There is a law in the state of Colorado and a few other places that you can get towed or you can get fined for that. But the store or the location that has a supercharger, at least in Colorado, has to put up a notice indicating the statute and that you can be towed for parking in these spots. So hopefully the word gets out and people just stop parking there.
Agreed.
And maybe they just didn't see it, but I mean, there's signs everywhere, there's supercharger stalls everywhere, and it's pretty obvious. All you have to do is read the sign.
Yeah, and like David was kind of saying, there are some signs that are general parking, like this one.
30 minutes. And so a lot of places will have those, but this one did not have it. So this was located at Come and Go gas station in Kremmling, and all of them said,
vehicle
Tesla
charging only.
Yeah. Whereas some of them you'll see at other locations. Stuss is down in Silverthorne. They have like half. I think they have 6 stalls there, and half of them say they have 30 minutes general parking, and that basically means any car can park there. But you're not supposed to be there for more than 30 minutes. Sometimes they're 15, depending on the location. But that's just in smaller parking lots where they don't necessarily have enough room to keep them open for Teslas at all times. But again, one thing, if you do own a Tesla and you're supercharging, try to use those shared parking spots first, because then that way, if other ICE cars come, hopefully you can prevent those ICE cars from taking up the Tesla-only stalls, and that way you'll save those stalls for other Tesla owners to show up so they won't have to wait in line to charge.
Exactly. We've mentioned it in several other videos, but that is the best thing to do, is just make sure you pull something that is a spot for everybody. That way, it's kind of blocked off for Teslas and the other ones are good. And chat is back on the main screen. How awesome is that? Okay. Little things in life. Okay. Now, so we talked about that, and you kind of got a little bit of a sneak peek in that photo of what happened to Model Y. Now, I'm going to show you a very quick video. I watched it as soon as we got home. It's 24 seconds. I literally just shot it on my cell phone right before this. And I'll show you a quick video of kind of what it looks like. But this video does omit quite a lot, because I obviously just can't give it all up at once. And it doesn't show you anything on the inside.
Yeah, I would see just how many you could tell just from this quick video. How many things can you tell have changed? Isn't that, some of them are big, some of them not so big, but just see how many you can count.
I mean,
some of them are on the inside, some are on the outside.
Yeah.
Somebody already noticed one of the things in one of the pictures you tweeted out, so they noticed a little Easter egg. Or,
I like to do Easter eggs. So on my Instagram and Twitter, if you don't follow them, I suggest you do. I have posted a picture that shows a little bit of about the inside and what went on.
Yeah.
John, thank you for the $5 super
Hello again,
chat.
John. Yeah, thank you very much.
Every week, man, you are crushing it. Thank you, much appreciated. He said, I carry around a boot for ice cars. I charge $100 to take it off.
That would be nice.
I mean, can we buy those?
No, yeah, but I mean, I'm sure probably not the safest thing to do, but that would be nice if we could do that. We have seen like what was up in Wyoming or up in Fort Loveland. Remember from Wyoming
Oh yes, he actually like pulled it.
Yeah, he hooked up
like pulled it out with his
and
X.
he pulled a car out with his Model X, and we've seen other people talk about there's little things you can stick under wheels and then kind of jack them up and you can push the car away. So I mean, a lot of people have these little fantasies or dreams of like, how can we get rid of those ice cars? But I think it would be nice if the locations where superchargers were installed would just enforce the no ice parking there.
I've seen somewhere that they had like stickers that said like you park like an a-hole in the wrong spot or something like that.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of
Or some people put little cards or notes on there saying you've inconvenienced a Tesla owner. And some people do it on purpose, though.
Yeah.
But other places they do. Some people are just oblivious. They don't recognize that they're not supposed to be parking there. But like some supercharger we went to, it was in Moab, right? Moab, they had it painted with like striped lines.
Yeah.
So it really stands out that, hey, why are these? It kind of looks like I'm not supposed to park here.
Exactly.
But they had it labeled like 2 were for. Tesla's only 2 were for shared parking, so we went ahead and used one of them that was shared, just so that left the other ones open. And within a few minutes of us parking there, 3 other Teslas showed up, and all 4 superchargers were full. Yeah. And then right as another car pulled up, I believe one of the other cars pulled out, and then another car pulled up. So even out in the middle of like nowhere, almost in Moab, where they only have 4 superchargers, it was at 100% capacity. So I'm glad that they had it painted in a way to prevent or dissuade non-Teslas from parking there.
And it was in a hotel parking lot, which is gonna book up real quick.
Yeah.
So yeah, the way they had those, I wish they would do everywhere.
Yeah.
That would be nice. But again, John, thank you for the $5 super chat. Really appreciate it. Real quick, Tracy said hello from Rhode Island. Always watch your videos and subscribe to your channel. Thank you very much.
Hey, Tracy.
I'm a new red Model Y Performance with pup package and love it. Awesome. Congratulations on the Model Y.
We saw so many Ys on the road trip.
So many Ys.
I don't know how many. I mean, I didn't do all the road trip, but just in the part that I was on, I don't know how many we saw. Maybe 10 or something like that. And a lot of white ones, some midnight, white was the most common, midnight silver, metallic after that. And I think those are the only 2 colors I saw. Did you see any others?
I think that was it. Oh, a blue.
Cool. The cool thing too is we also saw the first Tesla Model Y towing a trailer. It was kind of like an old teardrop trailer, and
which shout out to him.
We saw him.
He sent me a message right afterwards and was like, "I'm the guy with the trailer."
Yeah, we saw him between Grand Junction We were heading east between Grand Junction and Glenwood Springs, and we passed him pull in his trailer, and then when we were finishing up in in Glenwood Springs, he pulled in and detached his trailer and started charging.
Yeah. But yeah, a couple other people too all reached out and were like, "Hey, was that your car?"
Yeah. So people recognized they knew. So here we're getting back to the Model Y and the unveiling.
Yeah.
People knew that this was our car.
People knew.
I don't know how, but just driving across country out in the middle of nowhere. We were in Colorado National Monument.
With very few people
there was only like 24 cars there this morning.
Yeah.
In like the whole like 30-something mile drive, and somebody spotted us and they recognized it and they knew it was us because the car is very unique.
Okay, so here's the video. I had to mute the audio though because it was really windy and that would like totally kill headphone users, but here's your sneak peek that everyone's been waiting for.
We'll see if anybody can guess correctly what it turned out like.
Okay.
I think a lot of people probably know what it looks like.
Is everybody ready? Okay, here we go. I'll stop snaking you.
So this is the Model Y again, the 2020 Model Y. Surprise, surprise.
Did you expect me to do anything else?
Looks familiar, I think, yeah. Oh, I see Scott put the recycling out.
Yeah, so we have our recycling. We have 2 cans of recycle. We recycle. Everybody should.
Yeah.
And look, we've even got some bugs going on here.
Yeah.
They love it.
Yeah, so... Oh, check out the wheels. The wheels look different from when it went out there. So we got a few changes there on the outside.
So that is the sneak peek, but there's some other things inside that I have to snake you on a little bit. So we have some surprise, but I wanted to reward everyone that comes out and watches the live streams and give you guys a sneak peek as and let you see that.
Yeah.
So
do you see on?
yeah,
said stealth
on
wrap too?
it is a full stealth wrap.
Good
That is
observation
correct.
there.
Yep.
It is full stealth wrap, just like with Model S.
Yep. We did a few different things though with this car on the exterior. Also, we'll go into that more in depth.
See, somebody asked if you would
On
remove
the video, but
the badges.
Yeah. So I debadged all my cars. The only reason I didn't debadge the first Model Y that we had is because they actually drilled holes into the car to help align them. Those holes are no longer drilled in, so I can debadge safely.
But you're going to put some different badges back on, right? Like you always.
Yup, yeah. So we have some fun badges from Abstract Ocean, and we had those all on the 3. Loved them. Putting them on the Y. We have a lot of fun other stuff coming with this car. Beyond this, but getting it wrapped and everything was like, obviously we had to do that before we do other exterior stuff. So now that that's gone, or done, we can do a lot more. Now I see it's Jack TDM said, did you remove the front logo? Are you not putting it back on? No. So I kind of prefer to be a little bit stealthy. And speaking of stealthy,
Yeah,
there was actually a lady that pulled up in her car in Fruita.
Yeah, Colorado.
And she looked over and was like,
Going crazy.
roll
on it.
down your window. I guess she had
Yeah.
crank windows. She was
Or-
like, roll
well,
down
that's
your
the thing
window.
for roll down your window.
Oh, that's
like,
true. I guess if you do this, people are like, I don't know.
Yeah, so she was like, roll down your window, roll down your window.
And she was like, oh my God, cute car. What kind of car is that? And I was like, please don't call it cute. But anyway, like, shout out to her. She was really cool. It was kind of funny.
She
though.
liked how it looked, but she didn't know it was a Tesla. And once we explained it, she's like, "Oh yeah!" And that's when
And then
saw
she was like, oh yeah,
Tesla
the
logo. I
giant
was like, oh,
logo
yeah,
on the side of the car.
Yeah.
But
It's funny because you say you
yeah.
debadge it because you want to be in stealth, but then you have like a 3 foot.
True.
3
But
foot
I will
logo
say
on the
this,
side.
Tesla, if you are listening, why are you putting chrome badges on a de-chromed
Yeah,
car?
they should be black. You think at least on the Y, if
They
they're going to
need
make
to
the
make
handles
black
and the trim around the
badges.
windows black, they should make chrome. Or excuse me, not include the chrome badges.
They have to do that. If you're listening, Tesla, please do that. John with another $2 super chat. Thank you so much, man. With the cool emoji there. Thank you. Really appreciate it. I mean, let's be honest. Did you guys think I was going to do anything else? You know what?
We kind of have an idea
yeah.
of how we might change the wrap a little
Yeah.
bit, but this is at least we had to let it know. You know,
We'll let you know in the
but
wrap
there might be
video.
some more changes on the outside.
Yeah,
as
we're
well.
making a rap video.
Rapper, yeah.
But yeah, it's pretty awesome. And I'm surprised though, because I saw a ton of people taking photos of it on the road trip. I was like, I guarantee you this is gonna leak. I guarantee you it's gonna leak. But luckily it didn't. So
I just thought it was
God.
cool though because people recognized us. You know,
Oh, yeah.
You know, again, we were out in the middle of nowhere in one
Yup.
place, and then at some of the superchargers up in Grand Junction,
Yup.
and then other places, people just coming up and say, "Hey, aren't you guys from YouTube?" You know, even in Kremmling, somebody, the Model X owner there showed up in Kremmling, knew about us. So it's just cool that we're recognized, and with that distinctive wrap, everybody knows who we are, or who's inside, I should say.
Yeah. So super excited to have the car back. Now we got them all. Okay, Roger.
Oh my, Roger. Thank you very much.
$50 super chat. You are wild. No message.
No message. Yeah, well, thank you.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
Yeah. Well, if you have a question, let us know and we'll answer it. But wow, Roger.
Yeah, thank
hey, you know
you.
what you think that deserves, Eric?
Oh no.
Confetti.
Oh, he did the confetti. Now we gotta clean up more confetti. Thank you, Roger, so much. Really appreciate
You
that. Dang, you're
I
wild.
got confetti all over me.
If you have any comments or anything, feel free to drop it, Roger, because like that's crazy to drop $50 and not have a question or something. But really appreciate it. Some people say they love the massive T. That's actually so like all this we'll kind of do a little bit of backstory real quick. This wrap idea stemmed from the Model 3, the race car, before it went under its transformation. That was gonna kind of be the look, and we were like, hey, like we really dig this. Once we got that wrap done, we both absolutely loved it, and so when it came time to take the wrap off the Model S.
Yeah, because we had that green wrap, you know.
Yeah, we had the green and gold. It
Color
was
shift
all
wrap,
over.
yeah.
But when it came time to refresh that car with something else, David was like, hey, like let's make a match. Let's do this. And then the Model 3 went away and the S was rocking it. Now the Model 3 looks completely different. Yeah. So we thought it was only fitting to bring it back with Y.
Yeah, so this is actually the third car that we've had wrapped that way. Because at the outro of all of our videos, it has the Model 3 showing that, and the Model S has that, now the Model Y.
Yep.
We didn't have the Model X long enough to actually get it wrapped that way.
I know, right? We didn't do anything to
we
Model X, really.
But yeah, we decided to sell it pretty quickly.
Yep. As far as where, I'm seeing some other questions, where it got wrapped, etc. That will go over all in the video coming out. Should be hopefully Tuesday.
Yeah, it was out in California, so that's why we did the road trip back.
Yep. Again, though, Roger, thank you, man.
Yeah.
I really appreciate it. I hope that was not a typo and it was supposed to be $5. If it was, please tell me. We will take care of it. But yeah, thank you. I really appreciate that. Let's see. Gonna get through some of these comments real quick. Isaiah said, ordered a Performance Model Y, black with white interior. Any word on delivery? I feel like you always have inside information. I ordered July 12th, changed to Performance on July 31st. So as soon as you change to Performance, I hate to say it, kind of started it back over. Mm-hmm. But if there's no current inventory that's been built that they can assign to you, I would estimate probably, I think it's 4 to 8 weeks.
I would think you'd probably get it sometime in September, if not sooner.
I agree with that, 100%. But so it says delivery on Tesla's website. Here, I'll drop this down real quick and we can all look at it. Delivery estimate is 3 to 7 weeks.
Yeah.
So go off of the date that you changed it to being a Performance, though.
Yeah. And again, they always try to do that into quarter push. So I'd say September at the absolute latest, but hopefully you'll get it sometime, later in August or early September.
Yeah. Okay, sorry, I had to get a drink. We hadn't drank anything in a long time, and I was getting a little bit of a headache, but I'm good now. Let's see. John said, if I open my garage door late at night, the mosquitoes love the top of the Model Y glass to cling to it. You know what? Mosquitoes are weird. Not gonna lie on that. But yeah,
that, but we don't
it was
have a lot
weird
of
that, like,
mosquitoes.
what was that? Was that a wasp?
That was like a yellow jacket on the back.
The yellow jacket, like, I just got done washing it and it just jumped right on it.
Yeah.
Chagog says, should people wait for the 1,000,000-mile battery? I mean, Tesla batteries themselves last quite a long time in the current state. Now, the 1,000,000-mile battery, I have a feeling that's first going to be introduced in the Tesla Semi, because those are what need to go long distance repeatedly. And then I have a feeling it'll maybe be in Roadster, maybe Cybertruck, and then maybe Plaid S and X, and then gradually trickle down. But I don't think we're going to see it in 3 or Y anytime soon. I really don't. It would be nice if they did, but I don't see that. Let's see. Somebody said, I want the massage seats from Honcho. I have not actually checked those out, but some other people have done install. Yeah, it like uses the airbag that's in there for the.
I haven't seen those.
The lumbar support.
Yeah. I just wonder though.
When Tesla did a video on it.
I just wonder though how long could it wear out your lumbar support?
That's what I was afraid of, is if it keeps like inflating, deflating.
The motors or something. Maybe not the bags or the motors. I just
got a little afraid of that.
Yeah. I mean, it sounds like it'd be a neat feature, but I don't think they were designed for that. So.
Yeah, exactly. On said, had an older lady call my Y cute at Home Depot the other day. She was especially fascinated with the door handles. Yeah, I mean, I love it. It was so funny. When she said that, I literally was like, oh.
It's funny because we were like driving through. She was a food delivery there, I guess, in Fruita, Colorado. Yep. And it's just a little tiny car. I don't know what it was, a little tiny white vehicle. And we were going through like a dual lane traffic circle. And she's like, roll down the window. Yeah. And she was asking, as we were driving, and she was talking to us. It was fun, though.
We got the whole thing on dash cam and everything, so we'll have to upload that.
Yeah.
Jack TDM says, gotta go. It's 1:30 in the morning. Bye. Wow. Bye. Thank you for joining, though. Really appreciate it. Aaron says, when is the video coming out where you show everything? Hopefully Tuesday. I need to do some more filming, and the whole thing needs to be edited. Hopefully Tuesday. Don't quote me on that. But as soon as I can, I will. Let's see. And again, Roger with the $50. Thank you so much. And now John with the $5 super chat. Also saying, again, when I open my garage door at night, mosquitoes love the top of the Model Y.
That's weird because we don't have a lot of mosquitoes around here, fortunately, so we haven't seen that. No. But I guess.
Oh, he
that's
said they die there too. So
Oh,
they're like
that's weird.
dead mosquitoes all over the top of your car.
That's weird.
That's not fun. I don't know how to get like. How do you fix that?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Well, I don't
Mosquito
know.
traps?
I don't know. I don't know. They have those deterrent things, you know,
Oh,
for
yeah.
mosquitoes, but we don't really have that problem with mosquitoes, so I haven't ever thought about it.
Yeah.
I know there's bug zappers, but I don't know if mosquitoes are attracted to those.
On with the $5 super chat saying
Thanks-
keep it up.
Yeah, thanks, Don.
You guys are killing it today.
Another regular.
Wow.
I remember On is on almost
Yo.
all of our live streams.
John said you better have a beer with me and Roger. Stop by. Okay, yeah, you guys just hit me up. We'll make something happen.
I wonder where's John located. Do you remember?
Are you in California, John? Let's see. Dan with the 1999.
Cool. Hey, Dan.
Did I miss a memo?
But Dan's the one that used our referral code.
Yes, he is.
Last week, and we saw it. Thank you very much, Dan.
Yeah.
We had a few other people.
I feel like I missed a memo of like donating on YouTube today.
Yeah.
He said, "Hi, Eric and David. Welcome. Any updates on the FSD subscription? I didn't order it on my Model Y since I have a short commute, but it'd be
Okay.
nice on road trips. David
asked
needs
for-
another shot of confetti. Oh God.
Oh no! Oh, there we go. I misfired. Hey, but we like we had one left. So
God.
there you go. But you know what? I'm gonna probably need to refill this soon because we've been. Uh-oh.
Don't look down the barrel.
I think I still have a couple shots left. So
Oh my God.
it's kind of Russian roulette.
Wow,
there.
you guys are killing it though. Really appreciate it, all everybody. Like,
Anyways,
you
full
guys
self-
don't need to donate, by the way, to hang out and chat.
But it's been pretty.
really
We haven't heard
appreciate it.
anything on that since Elon first mentioned,
Yeah.
or since they mentioned that there was going to be a subscription possibility. We haven't heard anything.
And I definitely understand how the subscription would work for Tesla if they charge enough, and how it could really work out in a consumer's eye if they charge a little less. It's just like finding that median on what they could charge so that it's beneficial for them, but also beneficial for the consumer. I just have a hard time figuring out where that line lies.
Yeah, and we had a video about that a couple months back where we were trying to figure out what price would they charge and what would be good for the consumer, what would be good for Tesla, and it didn't seem like the numbers were, like there was an intersection because the consumers want it as cheap as possible, but Tesla's got to sell it for more, and
because they charge $8,000 if you buy it at delivery.
So they can't make it cheaper than that because for everybody who's already paid for it, because otherwise they would alienate all their other customers who've already paid. So it's like, how much can they charge? It seems like they would have to charge $100 or $200 a month, and I don't think people wouldn't pay $100 or $200 a month.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we haven't really heard anything else on that. So, they did come out with like some leasing for Model Y, but that's for the whole car.
Yeah. So Rob said Roger with the mic drop. I mean, yeah, everybody's killing it today.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much. A couple people. So I'm gonna just hit on this real quick because I don't want to get super political on the channel. It's just not really our place. But a lot of people are asking thoughts on Bernie attacking Elon. My only thought, and then I'm just gonna stop it. I don't know if you have a quick thought. Welcome to throw it in. My only quick thought is, while yes, Elon's net worth increased by like $38 billion in like the past 8 months or whatever it is, that's his net worth. That's not what he has cash in his pocket. Now, if he had to pay that $28 billion in tax, he would have to sell a bunch of Tesla shares, which would then basically, I think, would probably mean he'd have to give up control of the company.
It depends on how many shares he sold, but yeah,
exactly.
But he doesn't have that money in the bank yet.
Exactly.
That's just like net worth.
So my attitude is like, if somebody sold stock and has that cash in the bank, maybe charge them that money. But your net worth is not the cash you have in the bank. It's completely separate, and Elon would lose control of the company if that really happened. And then I'm going to drop it because we don't want to get too political. Do you have any comments, or is that basically your feelings too?
Yeah.
Okay, there you have it.
I do wish that we had $1 billion, because if I had $1 billion, I would be very open to giving away money to all
If
of
I had
our-
$1 billion, I'd be giving away Teslas like it's candy bars.
Exactly, but we don't
I'd
have
be
$1
like,
billion.
you want a Tesla?
Sorry.
Have a
Yeah.
Tesla.
Not yet.
I mean, as we've stated, kind of from the very beginning, someday I would love my channel to be big enough to where I can go buy a Tesla and just give it away. That'd be so fun.
But we're not there yet.
No, hopefully in the future. You never
Yeah.
really know what could happen.
Maybe someday.
We've been talking about playing more lottery tickets and buying more scratch-off tickets. Maybe there will be a giveaway in the future. I don't know. But I think that would be so fun to just give away a Tesla.
Yeah, we still need to figure out. We still have some of those SSD drives. We need to figure out how to give those away.
Yep, we got 3 left.
Yep.
So we'll have to do some other contests. Let's see. Ocular said, do you think Tesla will release another acceleration boost to the dual motor cars?
I don't
A
really.
lot of people are wanting it for Model Y. I've been getting a lot of comments and tweets and DMs saying, hey, do you think this is going to come out? You never know.
I don't know. I think they would come out with one for the Y. I don't know if they'll do any more on the 3 just because that pushes it that much closer to the Model S.
I definitely don't think, because 3's already had several.
And it's already been bumped up. So I don't think for the 3, but maybe for the Y. And you know, today I didn't realize it, but today was the first day that I've driven the new Model Y.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, you didn't even
back.
have an account.
Yeah, I had to set up my profile.
Profile.
When I was driving it back today, we were up in Kremmling, and I got into drive, and I was updating the mirrors and the steering wheel stuff, and then I went to save my profile, and I realized I didn't have a profile, so I basically just messed up Eric's profile. So oops. So he's gonna have to reset his. But anyways, I drove the Model Y, and it had definitely, it has enough. It's the performance version again, but it definitely has the enough acceleration, I guess. But I don't know. I've never driven the all-wheel drive one. Because I can't remember. Was the Midnight Silver the other one we had?
You drove the Midnight Silver,
but it was performance, wasn't it?
It was.
Yeah, so I haven't driven just the all-wheel drive version. So both.
To be honest, neither have I.
Yeah. So, anyways, the
Weird.
performance ones are definitely already have that performance. The boost, the acceleration. But I'm sure that the all-wheel drive one is still almost as good.
Yeah. Here's a good question for you, David. Seth said he ordered the MCU upgrade for a 2017 Model S on July 22nd. Still waiting. Anyone experiencing the same issue?
Yeah, I saw some people are still getting delayed. It seems like they're kind of limited on stock, and it seems like as the service centers get it in, they'll give you a call. But we're waiting on. Well, sorry, I won't go there yet. But yeah, unfortunately, it just depends on what region you're in, what service center you go to. It's kind of hit or miss. Some of them get them right away.
We had to wait for ours, didn't we?
Yeah, because originally we thought we were going to get it long ago. Then we had to wait, and we didn't. We tried to get it in like either March or April. No, or April or May, but we ended up getting it right there at the beginning of June.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of hit or miss. Basically, just schedule your service appointment in the app and tell them what you want, that you want that MCU upgrade, and they'll order the hardware and they'll contact you when they get it in and schedule it.
And if it's not ready for your appointment, they'll get a hold of you and ask you to push your appointment out like a week or two when they have a better idea.
They did that with one of our appointments too, where they had
some of the hardware. They just did it with Model Y too,
but not
with
all
the tow
of it.
hitch.
So they'll reschedule it. Yeah.
Yep. Exactly.
So yeah, it's unfortunate, but we saw too that there's still some people with older cars. So Tesla has started installing the MCU2 upgrade on older cars that only have autopilot 1, but I think you have to have like the tech package. They're not doing it on ones yet that don't have the tech package, and I think that's just because they need to update the firmware to be able to work with some of the hardware is not included, so they need to make sure that it will still work with the older cars without the tech package. So they'll get to it eventually.
Yep. Exactly. Yeah, and then thank you everybody for the love and support that I see here. I'm not going to get into that person's message, but thank you. Let's see. Somebody said, is the only difference between all-wheel drive, dual motor Y, and a performance, is it software or is there a mechanical difference? So this has been asked a lot, and my understanding was there's actual mechanical differences.
Yeah, like a different fuse or something like that.
Exactly,
And
something that allows
one time too, Elon mentioned the motors are like the best motors that come off. They're like bend.
Exactly.
Certain motors perform better. It's like maybe even the exact same model or model part number, but some of them.
But the best motors, best performing ones go to performance cars.
Yeah, I don't know if that's still the case, but that was the case with the Model 3.
Yep.
By the way, I saw Tesla Raj is online. He's
what's up, man?
Yeah. He said,
I haven't gotten down that
yeah,
far.
he said,
Sorry.
keep rocking it there.
Sorry.
641 there.
Thank you.
Hey, Tesla Raj. We know him. Seen him a couple times.
Yep. Still trying to work through this. Somebody said, how did you get that Supercharger? eBay, very expensive. I think currently there is one, but it's asking $10,000 without a base.
Yeah.
And it doesn't light up because it wasn't a store display. Anyway,
Supercharger.
last I saw it was on eBay for 10 grand.
This is a V2
IMO,
though.
not worth.
It's V2, so this cable is very heavy. I don't know if this cable must weigh like 10 pounds or something like that. So
crazy.
a lot of copper in there. So it's the older V2. The new V3 ones are nicer, lighter, smaller, thinner cable because they're liquid cooled. But this is V2, so it's just all copper.
Yep. Let's see. Chagog said, if you get larger rims, you get better mileage. Normally it's the opposite, but to be honest, rather than think of larger rims we need to talk more in terms of weight. Normally, you will get a little bit better mileage or range on a smaller wheel because it's gonna weigh lighter. I have seen some 21-inch wheels, especially for Model Y, that get very good range because they're very lightweight. Now, when you start getting into the really lightweight, large wheels, prices can get up there pretty easily. Now, my advice is if you want the most range, I would try to go with like a 19 or 20 inch on Model Y. If you have a different car, let me know in the comments and we'll talk about different tire sizes there.
And we saw one of those. We saw a Model Y when we were at the Arches National Park.
Yep.
Was it yesterday? I know we did so much over this weekend, but it was yesterday. We saw a Model Y with the Geminis, and we saw them again I think it was the same car again at the Supercharger in Moab. But we have the 20 inch, right, on the Model Y now?
Yep, we have the 20-inch T Sportline TSS.
TSS Flow, I think. Right?
Yep.
Yeah, so they look kind of like Tesla's original Arachnids, except you can get them in different sizes, and we have the 20-inch ones.
Yeah, they
So
look
kind of-
super dope, and they match Model S.
Yeah, and if
Love that.
and if people noticed your little sneak preview video there, they've changed because we used to have the space gray ones.
Space gray, yeah.
Because we had the midnight silver metallic ones, but we have swapped those out. We now have the gloss? Is it gloss black or the matte black?
I think it's a satin black,
Satin
but
black. Okay.
it has a little bit. I'm gonna give this away now. It has a little bit more of a gloss look right now because it was ceramic coated. That can add a little bit of gloss. Let's see. Eric said, so the newer Ys have emblems are only stickers and not pins? Correct. So Model S, or I should say just Model 3, has a T on the front like that. That was always just like a sticker. I mean, it was like
double-sided tape.
Double-sided tape. And you could easily remove it. On the first Model Ys built, they actually had pins drilled into the hood and into the trunk so that they could help line it, I assume, at the factory, make it easier. But that made it so if you remove it, you have holes. And one gentleman went to the extreme and actually had those holes welded shut, sanded, and then had his hood and trunk repainted.
That's a lot of work, yeah. And expense.
Very much so. But Tesla heard from everybody that they didn't like that because they like to debadge their car. And Tesla reverted that, thank God. Because, again, I don't like holes drilled and stuff. Because, in my eyes, it just makes another point where something could leak. James said, I have a question. If someone is retired and on Social Security and looking for a Tesla, is financing a Tesla good for what, all that? I mean, I would... It's really up to you. If you have a financial advisor, maybe consult them. There's a lot of things that go into it, though. There really are.
Yeah, and they do have leasing, but I mean, we've never leased a car.
Yeah.
But if you have put down the down payment and you can plan it, they have 5-year, 6-year loans, even more now, I think. So as long as you can get the monthly payment where it's affordable, But yeah, like you said, maybe check with your financial advisor.
Yeah. Sal said, what's up? Finally got my Y. Awesome. Congratulations on the new car. Hope you love it. Brian said it's super weird. Bugs love my Model Y glass too. That's weird. Everyone's like Model Y love them. Nathan said it's 1:37 here watching from the UK. Thank you very much for hanging out. Now real quick, there's one thing I forgot to do. And I meant to do it because a lot of people have been using the referral code lately.
Oh, yeah.
And I really appreciate it.
And we saw Dan. Dan was one of them.
Yep.
We chatted with him last week. And thanks again, Dan, for the super chat.
I meant to give everyone a shout out at the beginning of the video. Maybe we'll kind of make this a usual thing. I don't know. But we have some new referrals that came in. Jim, Dan, Joshua, Oliver, and Corey. If you guys are watching, huge shout out to you guys for using the referral code. Hopefully you love your car.
Well, we know Dan is.
Yeah, we know Dan is. But huge shout out to you guys. I really appreciate everything.
And yeah, if you have any questions, just shoot them in an email or in chat.
Yep, definitely. SnapClick said getting my Model 3 in 9 days. 9 freaking days. It's going to be a long 9 days. I'm not going to lie. But it'll be worth it, I promise. Let's see.
I see somebody
said, did you see what Paul's message was?
I did not see Paul's message.
Did you see the new Supercharger going in by Wendy's in Aspen Park?
Yes. Yeah, we've searched for that for like 2 years.
Yeah.
Is this the Paul that we know?
This is Paul Lind. I don't.
Okay, so a different Paul. Okay,
I think it is
we know a
different
few
Paul.
Pauls. But yeah, basically we searched Aspen Park and Conifer for like 2 years, and then finally it showed. We kind of scoped out all the different parking lots. We thought it would go by the Wendy's, King Supers, or if it was going to go down and maybe towards Conifer at the Safeway parking lot, or even we checked out the Come and Go, which is even further down 285. But we finally saw a couple months back that it showed up there at behind the Wendy's in Aspen Park, and it looks like it went up pretty fast. But the last couple of weeks, though, it's just been, well, actually no, it was the Kremmling one what was super fast. The Aspen Park, they've been working on it for a while, but it's been wrapped up. The last time we looked at it, it's just been wrapped up. So hopefully they'll take those black plastic coverings off of it and start slapping the shells on and get it up and running here. But it's not a supercharger we'll need just because it's so close to the house. But it's definitely nice to see because
But I do love me some Wendy's.
Yeah, but it's nice that they're putting a supercharger on that highway because now the beginning of the year we only had like 2 superchargers in the metro area, and now it's like almost every direction you go for every highway almost leading into the Denver metro there is a supercharger or there's one planned. So we're still waiting on Brighton. I don't know what the delay is up there. They've been working on that since at least January, I think. But we have them going up in Thornton. There's Broomfield. Superior, sorry, but now Aspen Park is the latest one, and there's supposed to be one going up in University Hills as well, but we haven't seen any progress on that yet.
Sorry, yeah, I was trying to find the picture of that one because we go check out the one in Aspen Park all the time, and I actually found this throwback. That's Kremmling. That's where the thumbnail was taken, but that was Kremmling about a month and a half ago.
Yeah.
So that's kind of cool. I was trying to find the Aspen Park one, but I can't right now.
Yeah, but Aspen Park, it's getting close. But it could be another week. It could be another month. You just don't know.
Yeah. Hopefully sooner than later, though, because we'd love to see them.
Yeah, I see somebody else was asking for Colorado. He's talking about Telluride. I don't know if they're going to put one in Telluride, but we did hear that. I know that the town of Ridgeway has been talking with Tesla, and they offered to give them a lot where they could put in a supercharger, but it wasn't the best location. It was like by the public library, which is not right on the highway. There's not a lot in Ridgeway. I know there has been talk too of like Montrose, which is close by, and we'll see. But yeah, I don't know if they're going to have one directly in Telluride just because it's pretty expensive, real estate down there. But it'd be nice, definitely, if they had one there. We also heard they might be putting one down in Durango.
Oh, yeah. We might be...
so we might be doing
scouting?
a supercharger scouting trip maybe next month. Just do a road trip. And that's something else we're going to do, too, is we're going to probably do a video on road trips without superchargers because there aren't always superchargers where you need to go, or sometimes there is one that lets you get there, but then you need to figure out how to get back. And
you don't necessarily need to route your road trips because of superchargers.
Yeah.
You can look at other options.
So we're going to do a scouting trip if we find one. It's probably not going to be operational yet, but at least we'll be able to, you can still get pretty much anywhere you need to go.
Yeah. Let's see. Tesla Man said, will they come out with a 1/18 scale Tesla Model Y? I don't know why they wouldn't. But you can see over here, we actually have the 3, the S, the X. That's an RC Roadster, and then we have them all so far.
Yeah. So we're just waiting
on the Y.
I checked that.
And the Cybertruck. We want that too.
Yeah, the Cybertruck. I mean, I could see maybe that changing a little bit just because they keep talking about changing the size and stuff like that.
True.
So, but the Y is already out, so there's really no excuse why the Y.
But we also do have the Hot Wheels version of the Cybertruck coming.
This year.
We have a couple of the RC cars, the big ones, and some of the small ones, and we bought some extras so that we can do some giveaways for everybody. Because those sold out in like hours.
Yeah, I think it was Tesla Man. I don't see where it's right now, but they were asking what the benefits of the key fob are for the Model 3. And we did a video on that. Was it last year?
Yep.
And basically, when you get a Model 3, it does not come with a standard key fob like with the S and the X, but it comes with key cards that you can use, or you use your phone normally with the phone as key. But with the key fob, you can buy that at additional charge. We have one. We tried it out. It works. One of the cool things, the first generation key fob that came out with the Model 3 was not passive, so it would only work if you actually push the button. So it's kind of like an old-fashioned key fob from like 20 years ago. Fortunately, Tesla came out with a newer key fob, which is passive, which means you can just leave it in your pocket, you walk up to the car, and just like with the phone as key, it will automatically, the doors will be unlocked as you approach it. So that's one of the benefit, is that you don't have to have a smartphone or keep, you should still have, I guess you don't really need your key card if you have that key fob, because it should still be able to work even if the battery dies. But just like in the Model S and X, there's a place where you can put the key fob to open the doors and to start the car even if the battery's dead.
Yep.
in the fob.
I have something I'll show you guys in just a minute.
What are some of the other benefits of the key fob, though?
I mean, a lot of people just like to be able to have a key fob. You can easily like give it to somebody if someone else is going to be driving. Obviously, you don't want to give somebody else your phone and let them drive around.
Or log them into your account or something like that. Yeah.
But there's a lot of people that still rely on a key fob. It kind of takes the guesswork out if you do a lot of valet parking. You don't really have to explain the key card itself to people.
Exactly.
You can just give them the fob. I don't know. I bought one and kind of played around with it for a little while, but I mainly just use my phone.
Yeah. Do you still have the ring on? Or?
Yeah, I was going to go grab that in a minute.
Oh.
John is from Minneapolis, Minnesota. Yes.
Oh, John.
For some reason, I was thinking California.
We haven't yet been up there yet, but hey, keep your eyes up there, John, for a silver S90D, because my old S90D from 2016 was purchased by a nice guy from Minneapolis, and you might be seeing it around town.
Yeah. If you do, snap a picture of it. We'd love to see it. Hopefully it's doing well. Frank said, didn't Elon say he was going to use his wealth for SpaceX to inhabit Mars? Yeah, he said that a couple times, but I mean, technically, like, his wealth, I wouldn't say, like, I guess stocks are liquid assets. You can sell them, but it's not like someone of Elon's stature could just unload all his stocks overnight. Like, that takes, you can't just do that when you're that big.
I saw Sam Bong was talking. We were chatting on this on our way home. He was talking about how China is going to start offering wrap services.
Yeah.
So we were talking about that and wondering if it was going to come to the U.S. I don't know. It
sounds like they partnered with somebody.
Yeah, but that would be interesting because there's so many people that do get their cars wrapped. It would be nice if you could go to Tesla, do kind of like a one-stop shop, so you could go to them and have them take care of that for you.
And kind of like we were talking about earlier, is that Tesla used to offer this.
Yeah, back in the day when they were much, like 2012, 2013, whatever, Tesla actually did. They offered like a paint protection film, or they even had it so you could get custom paint colors, but it wasn't cheap. Like I think it was on really early Model S's, they offered a custom paint color, but it was something like $10,000 to get that custom color. So I don't know how many people actually took advantage of that. So, but one thing I think Eric went to get is basically when we were talking about the key fob, another thing you can do, which we've brought up in previous videos, is there's some other companies that are coming out with like rings where they will actually take the RFID chip out of the key card and they'll put it in a piece of jewelry such as a little ceramic ring or something like that, and you can put that on and then you can just hold that up to the car and it will open it up, and then you can actually use that to start the car as well.
So, I'm back. I don't know if anybody noticed I was gone. Anyway, so there you go.
And it has, this one we have actually has a little Tesla logo right on it.
I don't know if you can kind of see that. Let me scoot closer.
But it's a nice little thing, And they come, you can get them sized just right and stuff too. But it's a nice little way. So
it's kind of fun,
especially for people who are like worried. I know some people who like to go swimming or do other activities where they don't want to lose they don't take their phone with them and they don't want to take a key card or something like that. Or if they're going in the ocean, this might be something where you could wear the ring and you wouldn't have to worry. You'd still be able to get into the car and start it.
And there were several times on this road trip actually where I didn't have my phone, didn't have my wallet, didn't have anything, and so I just took this.
Yeah, like we were leaving the phone maybe in the car
just lock
to charge, and we could just walk up to the car and open it up. The only thing is that since it didn't sense the Bluetooth, it would set off the Sentry mode, just saying that an event occurred.
Yeah.
But it didn't set off the alarm or anything like that.
Yep. WFS Media said, any news on rear-wheel drive Model Ys? Unfortunately, no. Not since it was up on the loan page, and then it disappeared, and haven't heard anything since.
So yeah, that was like a week or so back when we saw that, and we haven't heard anything else.
Yeah. I'm like 18 minutes behind on comments, so we're gonna speed run this.
Kind of jumping around. I saw though John just sent another question about unlimited supercharging miles carrying over.
Oh yeah.
So no, they don't. If you had a car like that was from before 2017, then if you sold that car privately, they do carry over. So when I sold that the 2016 S90D, the new owner did get that unlimited supercharging. But starting later, after around January 15th of 2017, any cars after that got free unlimited supercharging, it did not transfer over. It just stayed with the original owner.
Yeah.
So.
Again though, thank you John for the $2 super chat. You guys are crazy today. It's fun to see. On said, seen a couple videos showing Ys with Uber turbines more efficient than Geminis for long-range cruises, possibly because the heavier wheels have more inertia. Different story for city driving. Yeah, it's something I plan to try to test, but haven't gotten around to it quite yet.
And we still have the Uber turbines in the garage. They're nice, nice looking.
I've been
wheels,
trying to buy a set of Geminis for Model Y. The service center still doesn't have any, and everyone I've talked to wanted like $3,000 for theirs, which is, I'm sorry, too expensive.
Yeah,
I've seen them in California for like $1,500 to $2,000, and that's kind of the price I'm looking to pay.
Some people are asking more for the Geminis than what you can get the Uber turbines for.
Yeah.
So
I don't know.
typically the smaller wheels should be cheaper. Typically.
Eventually, I will test them though. Somebody said I have a new Model Y. Congratulations. I'm working from home and not been driving as much as usual. I've been keeping it plugged in and charging to 60%. Do you think that's safe? If not, what would you recommend?
That's pretty much exactly what I do. I used to go in the office, used to drive about 35 miles round trip every day. But since March, I have been working from home, so my car is in the garage, and I typically keep it charged about 50-60%. And if I do know I'm going to be driving out to Brighton or something to do a road trip that's more than a few miles, then I might go ahead and bump it back up for that day to 70-80%. But typically, just keep about 50-60. Elon still says you can set it to 90, which is fine. But if you're not going to use it, then why charge it up to 90%?
Yeah.
And we've had really good luck with our S100D, so it's over 3 years old now, but it still has only had a couple % degradation. We're basically still able to get about 325 miles range on that, which is only a few miles shy of what it was when it was brand new. I know some of the other older cars have had more degradation. I don't know why, whether it's from supercharging or charging it too high, but we don't have that issue.
Yep. Brian brought up a good point about Tesla and their motors. The higher performing ones are the best ones going to performance cars.
Yep.
Intel does something similar with their CPUs. Best ones, which is funny you mentioned that, because what runs the game computer, or that other, I have several computers, is actually a 9900 KS. It's like the upscale from the 9900. So that's interesting you say that. I did not realize that Intel did that, and now it makes complete sense.
Yeah, same way.
Somebody said, where did you get your supercharger displays? I found that one on eBay a long time ago. Now I think one's going for like 10 grand on eBay, which is crazy. It doesn't have a base or anything. And the one in the garage I actually made before I even found that, because Tesla wouldn't sell me one. So
that was a long time ago.
I made my own. There's actually videos on both of them on the channel. It's been a while though.
Yeah.
Let's see. Tracy said, I have 2 minor gap issues: rear passenger taillight where the hatch needs adjustment and a passenger front fender tip protrudes the headlight. Should I have Tesla fix them or leave them alone? I would bring it up to Tesla and see, because depending on what they are, they're not going to be in spec, and Tesla should fix that. It doesn't hurt to ask. That's what I would do at least. Let's see. Somebody said we stole the superchargers. I paid for them. Don't worry. That was actually thrown in the trash, and somebody found it, pulled it out of the trash, because once you throw something away, you're giving up all rights to it, and then they put it up on eBay. But Tesla has never come after me saying, hey, you shouldn't have that, we want it back. They know about me. They know I have that.
Yeah, but we paid for it, so I think you could just show them your receipt and be like, we paid for it.
Yeah, but if Tesla claimed it was like stolen goods, they could still come after me.
Yeah.
But Tesla knows I have it. They haven't done anything. They haven't said, hey, you can't have it. We want it back, or anything like that. Now, I'm sure, like, if I was trying to do something bad with it, they might have a problem with that. But, I mean, it's just sitting in a studio. No one really cares. Frank says, what tires did you put on the new wheels? I got one of the packages from T-Sportline that included the wheels. I want to say, let me look. I want to say it was like a Michelin something. I guess I don't have a picture of the wheel.
I'm sure you'll put that in the video.
But I'll put it in the video because I don't remember.
Later this week when you talk about everything, we should be sure to mention the wheels.
Yeah.
Or the tires, I should say.
Covered that. Jim said if you're retiring, you might get extra income to make payment from leasing it on Turo. Turo's a part-time job requiring you to clean it out and drop it off. Oh,
we do
so like the person that was retired asked about, they could potentially put it on Turo
if they don't need it every day. And we have a couple a couple friends that we know that rent their cars out on Turo. One of them does it like a full-time business. Right, he's got a bunch of different cars.
Yeah, one of our friends actually, I think he has like 15 cars.
Yeah, which is amazing.
And he just posted the other weekend I think it was last weekend that all 15 were rented out. He had to go on Turo to rent his own car for the weekend.
Wow.
Or not his own car,
Yeah,
but somebody else's car.
Wow.
So
Wow.
he had something to
So
drive around.
it's definitely something, yeah. And then we have another friend that has a couple cars over the years. He keeps, he's swapped it out a couple times, but he's does that as well. And that's just like a little side income, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, our buddy that has like 15 cars, that's like his full-time job.
Yeah.
I have a hard time though. I don't know if I would trust people.
Yeah.
Almost all the Turo cars I've ever seen or rented myself have curved rims, and just like people don't care for the car themselves as much as if like the owner would. That's
It's funny.
my thing.
I saw a dash cam video like last week, and they went by and there was an accident right behind them, and it was like a Model 3, and they had the story on it. It was a Turo rental, and they said that the car was like going 130 something miles an hour,
God.
like on a regular street, and they had that accident. So it's like,
Again, I don't trust people.
People, want to rent the car, try a Tesla out for the day, and they don't. Not all of them take care of them the way. So it's something, if you're up for it, if you can do that, if you can live without the car, if something happens to it, then go for it. But definitely a way you could make some money.
Yep. Let's see. On said there's a Telluride Supercharger listed as coming soon. Yeah, it's been like that for like 2 years.
We've seen that, but we've also seen one listed for Steamboat Springs, and I'm pretty sure that's not going to happen. That's why they put one in Kremmling, and we think they put one in Craig.
Yeah.
Basically, they kind of just put them around the state where some of the good locations are, and then when they start contacting places, they're like, it's going to be really expensive to put it here, but if we put it in the next town over, it would cost half as much, and then we could put it, it might make more sense to skip over the expensive place and put one next door.
Yep. WFS Media said, I got a text message saying my rear-wheel drive Model Y was going to be ready in 3 to 6 weeks. And only for them to text me later in the night saying it was a mistake.
Oh, that's too bad.
I heard
still-
about that, and I guess some messages got out by mistake to the
I wonder
wrong
if they just sent that to, like, they thought it was all-wheel drive and they didn't see it was rear-wheel drive. So that's because if it
Sorry
was
about that.
all-wheel
That is
drive, it would have been.
unfortunate. I could only imagine the excitement, and then just to be thrown down that night. Yeah, that's really kind of a bummer. KK said, in a Supercharger in the up of Michigan, right, Chris? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if Chris is on tonight. But yeah, we were chatting about that last week where Chris was talking. He did a trip across the Upper Peninsula in Michigan, and right now there's a couple Superchargers listed as coming soon, but they're not out there yet, and there's not a lot of any chargers out there. So it'd be nice if they could get those built out so you could travel. What's that?
John had a very funny comment. I'm not going to read it because it's not 100% appropriate, but dang, that was funny. Let's see. Can you use the key fob to summon? Yes, you can. Somebody said they want a purple wrap. Give me 1 second real quick. Okay. Where was I? Can you recommend any 12 volt to 120 volt power inverters for Model Y? I've actually been testing some, so not 100% sure yet. I had an issue with one or two, so let me play around with them a little bit more, and then I will get back with you. Let's see. Oh, we have a visitor.
Oh, it's Mr. Kit.
Mr. Kit.
Yeah.
Oh, I haven't seen him in like 2 days.
Yeah, he was.
Let's see.
Yeah.
When do we think Solar Roof will be available across the country?
I don't know. They're still expanding out. They keep adding more states, but it's they have to train the crews and stuff like that. So who knows? But hopefully sooner than later. The cool thing is that the Solar Roof does really look nice. It's definitely more expensive than the solar panels, but I think if you really want to get a new roof and have it look as slick as possible, I would go for that.
Yeah, definitely.
I think there are some other companies that have them, but I don't know how they compare cost-wise, to Teslas.
Yeah. I've seen, Chagog said, I've seen a few driving tests, and long range seems to be only getting 260 miles on normal driving. Seem accurate. I've heard about that. I actually haven't, I've been traveling so much lately, I haven't been able to watch those videos to see conditions and everything. But
I think though, we'd
have to look it up.
Well, we had performance, but we should go check the average. We'll put that in the video too.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I think we averaged less than it was 200 and something watt hours per mile on the trip home, and that's going uphill through the mountains.
And the other thing we really need to think about too is if you're really trying to ink out all the mileage you can or range you can, overinflate your tires by a few psi.
Yeah.
Less rolling
And-
resistance.
And go
all
to the
better.
19-inch wheels. and
Yeah. John with the $5 super chat again. Thank you so much. I'd like to get 4 cents a kilowatt from Excel Energy, but it's going to cost me $2,000 to put in a box and a meter.
That's
not worth it. Buy some lottery tickets.
We didn't have to pay anything when we got our
Yeah,
smart
I
meter
can't-
installed.
yeah.
Basically, well, you know what? It was a couple years back, and they were doing like a pilot program. And okay, here's something. At the time, you could be put into like different groups. And not everybody got one where you actually got time of use. But we didn't have to pay anything for our smart meter. But we received some notifications from Excel that they're going to be putting everybody in Colorado on time of use.
Yeah.
So that means they're going to be having to put smart meters in everybody's houses eventually. I don't know.
That's
if
gonna
it's-
take
If it's by
forever.
2022 or something like that. So you will eventually get a smart meter and you won't have to pay anything for it. And they are changing the time of use prices, so it will only be in the summer months, not in the winter. So that's kind of a bummer for us because we send all this solar back during peak periods, even in the winter. And
Yeah.
that's going to cut back we'll still earn credits, but it's only going to be at like part peak rates instead of peak rates because they're getting rid of, or maybe it'll just be a standard rate. I don't know, but I wouldn't pay anything to put a smart meter in because they should be doing that for you eventually. Just like they're trying to arguing about installing our transformer when they've upgraded every other transformer in the neighborhood, but they don't pay for it if you don't have to.
Yeah. Let's see. Somebody asked if the RY came with the insulated heat pump. It did.
The second one did.
The second one did. The first one didn't. Yep. I guess I need to clarify that now. Yikes. Let's see. Station 240 said, is it still used for its original purpose or display? I think
The
you're talking
Supercharger?
about Supercharger.
Yeah, it's just
this
display.
is just a display. Technically, though, the internal parts
Yeah.
are there.
It's all
so
there,
if
and
we
it's got,
had
like, lights.
the power that we could give it, we could probably make it work.
Yeah.
But
But again, the electric company
but-
would charge
Yeah.
$30,000 to run the wiring, and then also we need the other equipment, the actual supercharger cabinet, which Tesla did not sell. This is just the shell that you use to connect that to your car. We don't have all the other equipment, so yeah, we can't use it. We could run a high power wall connector cable through it and use it that way, but it's not a supercharger if you do that.
yeah. Give me 1 second real quick. Frank says it is nice that you can get tires pre-installed from T-Sportline. Yeah, it's very, very nice.
Yeah, because they've shipped out sets to us, and they're all wrapped up, and they're nicely wrapped with like cardboard, and then some straps on them. You just take them off, and if you have the jack and everything, you can put them on yourself.
Yeah, it's really easy.
Don't need
We've
to
done
take-
that on many of sets.
Yeah, you don't need to take them into the tire shop to get them installed.
They came with the rims, TPMS, tires.
Yep.
I didn't even think I had to adjust the air pressure. I think they came like perfect with that too, and they're mounted, balanced, like everything. Super nice. Which Teslas from Greek Decor? Which tires for Teslas are the quietest in your experience? I have a Model 3, and the noise appears to be higher than others, primarily from being so low to the ground. Thanks. So that's the one kind of thing with Teslas. You are going to notice a little bit more of that road noise because you don't have that engine drowning that out. One thing I will say, though, is if you are getting new tires or thinking about changing tires, try to get tires that are the TO or Tesla original tires because those will have the foam in them, and that's supposed to help out. Now, other things you can do if you kind of want a little bit quieter is a thicker sidewall normally can help a little bit, but you don't want to overdo it too much. Again, though, it won't be a TO tire if you do that. But normally the TOs are pretty quiet overall. Yeah. I normally just turn my music up so I don't hear anything.
Yeah. I see Mr. DSN 189 was asking if we could make it from Kremmling to Denver. Yeah, it shouldn't be any problem.
Oh, yeah.
Basically, we were in Kremmling, and since it's actually mostly downhill from Kremmling, so you're way up there. There's a few you got to go up the Eisenhower Tunnel and downhill. But we were only at about 50 or 60% when we left Kremmling this afternoon, and we have like 36% left. So it doesn't use that much because you're going downhill. You're getting all that regen back. So we're not quite as far as Denver, but we passed the Silverthorne Supercharger and the Idaho Springs Supercharger and kind of the Lakewood Supercharger, and we were able to make it home no problem with that charge from Kremmling.
Yeah. Ghost Samurai said, "What's the best screen protector from Abstract
Oh, yes,
Ocean?"
I know the
I'm
answer to
so
that
glad
one.
you asked. So here's the thing: I've tested the regular screen protector and I've also done the matte. And I've really fallen in love with the matte screen protector. It hides fingerprints so much better, and it kills any glare that might come from the sun.
We have it on all our cars.
You don't
now,
have the glare. So that's what I've put in literally every single car. It's normally the first modification I do is throw a screen protector on it. Because here in Colorado, we get a lot of sun all the time, and I just can't stand the glare. I can't stand looking at fingerprints.
Yeah, and it has the.
I'm team matte. 100%.
And it comes with the easy install bracket or whatever you would call that. So it's like foolproof, pretty much, almost foolproof to put it on. And you really tested. Was that the one too where you tested the durability? I can't remember. Remember the ohms or whatever?
I think we knifed a
Not
screen.
Yeah,
I think we knifed a screen.
Yeah, is it ohms for hardness?
Yeah, I think it's the ohms hardness scale.
Yeah, but yeah. Anyways,
there's a video out there.
They're good, and yeah, we definitely have them on all of our cars. So definitely, we can recommend those.
Yeah. On said, did you tint your windshield as well? Another sneak peek. Yes.
Yeah.
But I went light on the front, but I wanted to kill some of those rays from coming in and heating up the car. Rob said, my loop box was just updated, so my supercharging miles expire in June of 2021 now, instead of December 2020 like they previously were set to expire. So I think it's every referral you get
extends it.
Extends it up to 6 more months, up to 3 years total.
Yep.
So, did you get another referral? Because if you got a referral, Rob, that would bump it up to June instead of December.
Yeah. I see. Well, I was just gonna say I saw Paul Lynn said Ogallala, Nebraska is way cheaper than Brush, Colorado. I don't know because I drive that route all the time. I-76.
Is this the Paul in Denver? Paul Lynn, are you the Paul in Denver that we've met before?
I don't think that's Paul's last name.
I don't think it was either.
If it is, I forgot. I don't think that's the Paul we know. But at least
because the Paul we know.
Oh yeah, he
also took that route.
Actually, and I saw him up in Nebraska when I was in Ogallala.
So I don't know if that's you, Paul. Let us know.
But yeah, definitely I've charged in Brush. Ogallala is actually the supercharger I have charged up the most, even though it's like 220 something miles away. That's where I can, if I charge at home and leave with a full charge, I charge in Ogallala. But since I have free supercharging on that Model S, I don't know how much it costs. And so, but I know that in some states, the thing he's bringing up, in some states they charge by the minute, other states they charge by the kilowatt hour. So I think he's just pointing out that, yeah, it's cheaper in some states. And that's something I remember when we were driving my mom's Model 3 out to her in Nevada, we were looking at charging between Wyoming and Utah, that it would have been cheaper to charge, I think, in Evanston versus charging in Salt Lake City, just because of how they charge differently from various states. So if you're concerned about prices, definitely check that out and see how each state charges along your route, and maybe you can charge up more in one to avoid charging as much in the other.
Yeah. Paul actually just commented, you have not met me, but I am close to you in Gold. So you are a different Paul.
Yeah, that's
now we have another Paul in Colorado.
I know.
I've got many Pauls in Colorado.
I know I've got Paul in my contacts, but it's good to know that we didn't.
Which is funny though, because the other Paul goes that same route
up to Nebraska. I met him.
So that's funny.
Yeah, back in 2017 when there was the eclipse, that total eclipse across the United States, and it went through Nebraska. I was up there, and when I was driving back, I ran into somebody I knew in the middle of Nebraska. So it's weird how you can be hundreds of miles away from home and find somebody you know.
On said, I've got an extra matte screen protector. If you're local, you can have it. If I hear of anyone on, I'll let you know. Let's see.
Mohs, there's somebody. Sorry, yeah, I was saying ohms, but that's why I didn't.
We were just doing the bathroom when we were working with ohms.
Yeah, so
on the power reading.
Yeah, so Mohs. That's why I knew it didn't sound right. I knew some of the letters were there, but you got to change.
We've been driving for a long time. You got to change
it. It's the same letters. Instead of OHMS, it's MOHS. Yeah. So see, I'm kind of dyslexic too. So
there we go. Yeah. Let's see. Paul also said, why have a darker rear window factory tint? Yep. So I actually tinted the rear window as well as the windshield, but it's a lighter tint that will just help with heat rejection more so than anything. But I didn't go super heavy. I did a little heavy on the sides. But
I saw Rip Max is asking about his question, but I didn't see it. It must have scrolled up the screen. So if you see his question.
Oh, I must have missed it too.
It says, what are you wrapping, or where are you wrapping? Yeah, he asked where you were wrapping the Model Y.
So that will... We haven't said that. That's going to be kind of like part of like the reveal video.
Yeah. Typically, we've got most of the cars wrapped at Colorado.
Here in Colorado Detail.
Colorado Detail, but we're booked up, and we were going to be in California, so we got it done in California.
And there was some other interior work that we wanted done that no one here in Colorado does.
You'll find that out this week, Rip, on the video.
It should be out, hopefully. I'm aiming for Tuesday. I'm sorry, yeah. I'm hoping for Tuesday. Let's see. Let's
Wow,
see
it looks like the Paul we were just talking said he's from Golden, but he was up in Ogallala for the eclipse too. So yeah, it's weird.
small world.
Maybe
That's
I
crazy.
did see you there too, but yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. Cha Gog said, if the sun is directly overhead, is the brightness from the roof enough to make you squint? I don't know if it's enough to make you squint, but like you can definitely get that glare on the center screen, but also you can kind of feel it too. Especially if you're a very tall person and you sit very close to that roof, you could probably feel a little bit of heat.
Yeah, and we were out just there in Utah. We were in Arches
Yep.
National Park yesterday, and it was like over 100 degrees. And I felt a little bit of warmth there. I hadn't really noticed it before in Colorado, but it doesn't really get up to 100-something like where we live usually.
Yeah. I can't believe we did the Ohms thing. We were just working in the bathroom that we were renovating and did heated floor, and we were working with ohms to do like the resistance for the heated floor once we finished it.
The multimeter and all
That's
that
just
stuff.
so funny that we both flipped it. Sorry. Yikes. It's live. What do you want, folks? No, I'm just let's see. Hockey Day said, do you think Model Y should come with a cargo cover? Yes. And there may be a potential solution to that. But I will say the nice thing is that rear window is tinted a little bit heavier. But I definitely think it would have been nice if they did come with that. Stay tuned.
Yeah,
that's all we can really say.
Like you said, it's really hard to see.
Yeah.
I mean, if you go to look, you can't really see in the rear. Even on the side windows, you have to put your face up to it. You know, if somebody goes through and does that, they can see in. But yeah, it would be nice for a cargo cover like what the S has.
Carlos said, I need to get the matte screen protector. The HD clear one looks great, but has a little too much glare. And see, like, even my phone, sometimes I wish I could get a matte screen protector for this, but it has, like, the curved edges, so it's not quite as easy. It's, like, the S20 Plus. Anyway, like, if I had a matte screen protector for that, I would be in love because, I don't know, there's just too much sun glare. I just hate it. Let's see.
I see Jenny was asking if we feel safe driving the Tesla from state to state and asked if we ever had any problems. Well, because we've driven the Teslas like from Colorado to California multiple times, to the Bay Area, down to Los Angeles, to Nevada multiple times. We've driven to South Dakota.
To get the puppies.
Yeah, Kansas. I go to
Kansas.
Kansas and Nebraska all the time. We've been to South Dakota, Wyoming. Scott has taken his up to Wyoming, and he didn't go up that far. But yeah, we're not concerned about it. Basically, especially now with Tesla, they completed the Supercharger route across I-94, across North Dakota and Montana. You can go pretty much anywhere in the United States. There are a few places off of the interstates that might take a while to get to. You have to use other charging solutions, but we haven't had any problems. And yes, the Teslas do not have a spare tire, but most new cars nowadays don't have them either. But you do have a roadside insurance, roadside assistance, where you can call them and they'll bring it out. But if you're out in the middle of nowhere, you might want to consider getting a plug kit, or some people do find they can get a spare tire, a smaller one that they'll take with them. But we've never been concerned to take road trips in our Teslas. That's the only kind of cars we've had since about 2017. We haven't had an ICE vehicle in over 3 years now.
Yeah. No problems. On said, think my early VIN panel gapped. Why will be worth something in the far future? I mean, Tesla network maybe? I know everyone's always been like, especially Elon's been like, oh, it's an appreciating asset, etc., etc. I have a hard time wrapping my head around a Tesla being an appreciating asset unless you put it on the Tesla network and can do stuff like that. Does that make sense? That's how I feel. WFS Media again said, was reading on Reddit that a bunch of other rear-wheel drive Model Y orders also got that text. Maybe they're closer to production than they're letting everybody know. That would actually be pretty cool.
That'd be good if that's the case.
Yeah.
Or it could have just been, like we said, they might have just sent it out to everybody, not seeing that it was a rear-wheel drive. But that'd be cool if they could, especially coming into the fourth quarter, if they had the rear-wheel drive available.
Yep. Jeff said, of the 13 Tesla you guys have owned...
We're only up to 12.
We're only up to 12.
Sorry, Jeff, it was only 12.
Have you ever owned a Standard Range Plus? Yes, we actually did get a Standard Range Plus Model 3. We picked it up
in Kansas City. That was September of 2019.
Road tripped it back to Denver. It was a great car. Don't get me wrong. But at the time, I was planning on only keeping that car until I got Model Y.
Or the other three back.
Or the other three back from Japan. And at the time, I was talking to some people who might have been interested in buying a 3 from me. when I decided to sell it, and they were all more interested in all-wheel drive. So I actually traded in the Standard Range Plus for an all-wheel drive after like
2 or 3 weeks, yeah. But also,
But
though,
it
at the
is
time,
still a great car.
But also at the time, we were looking for all-wheel or long range, but they didn't have any in like the Denver area. But
And
we
we
were able
wanted
to
it
find one in
for
Kansas
quarter
City.
end.
And basically, yeah, the only way we could get it was if we drove out to Kansas City. We did, flew out there, picked it up, drove it back. But then, right at the end of the quarter, they were able to find a long range one, so we ended up trading in for that.
There's nothing wrong with Standard Range Plus, though. I need to make
But
that clear.
but also I saw Jeff was asking about if we bought full self-driving on every car. We didn't buy it on that one.
Not on that one.
But we have bought it on, yes, most of the cars. And I think
My first one was an Autopilot 1S, so
Yeah.
didn't buy it on that one.
It was, yeah,
Didn't buy it on one of the Model 3s.
yeah.
I think we've spent like
We did-
$70,000 on full
It
self-driving.
was like 60 something. I have to check the spreadsheet, but yes, we have unfortunately paid for it on a lot of cars that we never got really any benefit out of it. That's where that renting of or the monthly subscription might have saved us some money. Yeah. Or as we mentioned in that video about full self-driving, it would be nice if you could transfer that license to one vehicle, or if because you can only drive one car at a time.
Yeah.
So it'd be nice if you could buy a certain number of licenses. So even if you're a household like us with multiple Teslas, it'd be nice if you could pay like a site license or something like that, like they have with computers and software, where you could pay for it once and use it on multiple devices. But it would save us some money. So.
Oh yeah, it would be.
And especially with the cars that
appreciated.
we have sold, we bought it on multiple ones and not kept some of them long. It would have definitely saved us some money.
Yeah. Let's see. Which current EV would you pick if Tesla didn't exist? I would cry.
Yeah, I don't even know.
I don't know. The Porsche, but it's too expensive in my opinion. The others are lacking in some different. I don't know. That's a really good question though.
Yeah,
Crap.
it's just hard because we haven't.
To be honest, if Tesla didn't exist, I'd probably still have my Ford Fusion hybrid.
Yeah, I don't know. Before I got my Tesla, I mean, I was
Yeah.
looking at all sorts of plug-in hybrids, like the Mitsubishi Outlander. I waited years for that, and then I started looking at the Volvo XC90.
Oh, yeah?
But then when I saw that it came out and it was only going to have like an 18-mile range, I was like, oh, that'd be nice for those 18 miles to be able to go totally electric. But I really wanted the V60 from Volvo, but they did not bring it to the United States. But that would have been a good car that you could drive pretty much electric, locally, and then use petrol or gas or diesel, whatever, on longer trips. But then when Tesla came out with at the time it was the S70 that really brought the price down, because when they only had like the 85s, I wasn't even in my price range. When they came out with the 70, I was like, hey, I could afford that. And then I started saving up more, ended up getting the S90D. So.
Yep. Somebody commented said somebody asked earlier about the fob for Model 3 and Y. Very happy with it for my Y. I use it, the forward reverse summon clicks daily. Highly recommend getting the fob. Also suggest buying a backup fob just in case. And if you are getting a fob, our channel sponsor, Abstract Ocean, makes fob pockets, they're dope. We actually have them on the fobs. But backup fob's not a bad idea. One of our puppies actually grabbed one off of the counter and summoned our car.
Or started the summoning process.
So
yes.
I would turn off
there's like
the
something called
click.
require continuous press. Make sure that that's enabled, because if you have the fob and you don't have require continuous press enabled at the time, you could just push the button and then the car would move. And this was years ago. Tesla might have changed the software since then, but yes, we were out in the garage once and my car's on the S90D, the light started flashing and that was indicating the summon process had started. So we ran inside as quickly as possible and found the puppies. One of them was running around the house with the key fob.
Terrifying.
So just something to be aware of if you have a fob.
And then we had teeth marks on a key fob.
Yeah.
Be careful with that. Tracy said just ordered the matte screen protector from Abstract Ocean and use your code. Thank you. No, thank you, Tracy. You are awesome. And I hope you enjoy that screen protector. If you have any questions, feel free, reach out to me. I'm happy to help any way I can. Let's see.
I saw Paul up there in Golden again said he would put the internals of the wall charger in the shell of a supercharger and install it in the garage. That's kind of what we had in our garage.
Yeah.
Eric made another supercharger. It looks exactly like this.
Before we got that one.
But he made it out of fiberglass. But basically he went to a supercharger site, measured every single thing you can imagine, and he came back and he made a foam mold, and then he made fiberglass, and then it looks pretty good. It looks like a supercharger, especially from a few feet away. But basically, at the time we only had a 1450 outlet. We hid the mobile
wall connector.
Well, the mobile No, it's not a
This
wall
is a
connector.
mobile connector.
Yeah, we hid the universal mobile connector is what they usually call it. We hid that behind it. Within the side here was where the 1450 outlet was. Ran the cable through, and it looked just like you were using the Supercharger, except the cable is a lot thinner. Right now, we're using the Elon Musk Signature Edition wall connector, so it's a little thicker. It doesn't fit in the sides there. It's right next to it, but Eric did still run the cable through it. So we have a wall connector cable that comes through, and then that's how he charges his car every day with that fake Supercharger in the garage.
I'm trying to pull up a picture real quick of that. Somebody said I ordered my Model Y on July 11th and took delivery on August 4th. Pretty quick turnaround. Yeah, definitely. Somebody said my favorite color is black, but everyone says black is a bad idea for heat and poor single coat paint quality. Thoughts? So my thing with black paint is it shows swirls very, very easily, and I still feel it gets hotter. I don't know. That might be something that's.
I had a black car, my first car.
It
and
feels like it gets hotter.
Luckily with Teslas now you can pre-cool them and stuff like that. But I still remember my first car didn't have air conditioning. It had black seats and it was black paint, and I will never have a black car again.
Yeah, there you have it. Aaron said, I noticed the teaser from one of your posts about the interior. Good eye. There have been only a handful of people that have messaged me that have been like, hey, I saw it. I won't leak it, but I saw it. I think it's going to look dope. So
okay, I just sent you 2 pictures of the wall connector in the garage.
You did? Oh, perfect.
So
I was trying to find the one that I just took. Oh, no, here. I have a really good one, but I guess we can use yours. That's fine. Let's see.
Just a couple pictures I found in the garage.
Here is the race model 3.
So you can see that's our fiberglass Supercharger shell that
Here,
Eric built.
let me do this so I can zoom in. Give me 1 second. Because I want you to see something here.
Oh, that's me. Yeah, I saw that right after I took it. That's me holding the camera up.
Okay. So here's the current situation: is we have the fiberglass shell, and this just kind of goes into it.
It's too big to fit in there.
And then routes the wire, comes out. The car's plugged in at the moment, but it just clicks right in there like a normal Supercharger.
Cable. Yep.
Sorry, we have another visitor. This is Layden. Let's see. Do you guys have a discount code for the T Sportline wheels? I am tempted. Yeah, we actually have a discount code for $50 off any order of 500 or more. I will go ahead and pull that and drop it in the comments for you. I think it's in the video description, but I'll go ahead and drop it down there. Guys at T Sportline are great. We've had their wheels for a very, very long time, and rims and everything, and I've always been super happy with them. So if you have any questions or anything, or looking at getting them, by all means, reach out. I'm happy to help. Let me see here. Let me just add this here real quick. Let me see. Ordered the Y, but don't love the Geminis. Is there a good way to paint the caps black? Would you recommend that? We actually painted caps white on the Model 3, which had the same wheels. So you can totally spray paint them. My suggestion, though, rough up the wheels before you spray paint them.
Yeah.
So that way the paint will adhere better. I did not, and the paint started chipping off on one of them. Mind you, we had a little incident when I was doing some donuts and the wheel hub cover, Gemini cover came off. And
but we have video back that we picked those. We actually picked up one of the first sets of Gemini available for the Model 3. They were not available in the United States. We picked up a set when we were in China in September of last year, brought them back with us as our checked luggage on the plane, and we had that first set in the United States. Put them on our Model 3, and we got another set of those caps from the seller in China. Brought those back, like you said, Eric masking taped them off, painted them. Looked really nice. So one set was like the default ones. The other ones were white. But as he mentioned, he was doing some donuts around town, and in our parking lot, one of them fell off. And we didn't realize it until we got home, so we had to run up there, and we found it was still there. But yes, the paint job had been ruined. So
I didn't do the best job painting them, clearly. Yeah. If you actually sanded them down and rough them up a little bit so the paint really sticks, it'll be just fine. But I used spray paint too, and I think it came out looking great. Just be careful. I dropped the T Sportline discount code in the comments, so if you are interested, definitely check it out. But I think it's in the video description too. Beckham says, are you going to get the Tesla Roadster? Yes, and because our awesome viewers like you guys have used our referral code, we actually won some through there. So yeah, I can't wait for the Roadster. It's gonna be epic. Hi. I know you missed me. I know I was gone for a long time. Sorry, Layden's. No, don't eat the iPad. Don't eat the iPad. Yikes. Okay. Let's see. Where was I? Oh, the comments just moved on me. Where was I? Do you remember?
No.
Oh, that's why. Please don't spam the same message over and over again.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out
I
that
just
was.
took
I guess
care of
that's a
it.
new meme that just started.
That's a meme?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Chagog with the $4.99 super chat, thank you very much. Said thanks for the replies. We'll use your referral code. Yeah, if you have any questions too, definitely reach out. We've tested a ton of different products, pretty much everything from Abstract Ocean. And if you have any questions installing, definitely let me know. And same with like T Sportline. If you have anything, just let me know.
Did you see Per Anderson was saying that Tasmanian now has the backseat protector? Do they have that out already?
It's still pre-order. Don't worry.
Okay,
we
so
will.
I was
We
gonna say,
will come out.
I knew they're
with,
coming out with one, but we don't have it, so I was surprised. So they haven't started delivering them yet.
No, don't worry.
We will, but we will have those, and we will do a
We will
review on
have
those.
the first unit that comes out to review. So we got you. Because I've been asking him for that since we started
and
talking.
you guys see, we've got our
formats.
dogs, and they like
Yep.
to go on car rides. So
Yep.
we are always looking at ways that we can protect the interior of our Teslas, and so we are eagerly awaiting that backseat protector. That's why I was like, oh, what is that out? Yeah, we need that.
You know, so back when we were getting asked the question if Tesla didn't exist, what EV would we get? Cham has a good comment. If Tesla didn't exist, EVs wouldn't exist. I really
Pretty much, yeah.
I think Tesla has done
Long-range
so
ones,
much
yeah.
for the EV community and everything. Like we really wouldn't be able to get much like that.
Yeah, because really there were no long-range EVs
No.
before Tesla.
No.
I see somebody else brought up, Otis brought up that video you were talking about someone and their dog. We were talking.
Oh.
So I haven't seen it. I don't think I want to see it, but
I mean, I'm just gonna say, if you do that to a dog, just never talk to me. That's terrifying. I saw the video. It was on Twitter, and that is beyond. Yeah, it's terrible. Don't watch it, Dave.
okay, I won't.
Don't watch it.
I didn't know anything about it
I
until you
mean,
brought it
it's
up.
not like you see like her hurting the dog or anything, but to just like take the dog to like the woods and run back to your car and drive off. It's 13-year-old dog.
Yeah, I don't understand how anybody could do that.
Oh. I originally had that on the list of stuff to talk about today, and we decided to take it off because
Yeah.
it's depressing. I was straight up depressed. Johnny said, "How long have we known each other?" It's been over a decade.
I think almost 10 years, yeah. Right about 10. Somewhere around
Super
there.
random question, but has anyone managed to put an Xbox or PS4 in any of the models? I mean, you can use a Xbox or PS4 controller and actually play games in the cars. That's actually pretty cool. Did you sing Totally Eclipsed by the Heart by Bonnie Tyler?
We did not.
I mean,
Once upon a
yes.
time I was falling in love, but now I'm only falling apart.
I also listened to it on the road trip because somebody suggested it. It might have been you, John. Was that you, John? I posted on Twitter and was like, hey, long road trip. Anybody got some good Spotify suggestions? And I think that was one of them. Or if it wasn't, it was in one of the playlists.
Yeah. But the cool thing is, so yeah, we did the road trip. We had to change it up a little bit. Not everybody could go, but Eric flew out to California. I flew out to Moab. And so I wasn't on the entire road trip, but we timed it almost perfectly where I landed and Eric came by, picked me up, and we continued on the trip.
Yep. Trying to see what other questions we got here. At Donald, what did Donald say? Did I miss something?
I don't know.
Because I see he's saying I'll have to try out the cold rag trick. There's a temperature sensor in the supercharger handle. What did Donald say? Did I miss? I think I missed. Oh, Donald, did you see a video where out of spec regarding cooling the V2 charger wand with a wet towel to improve charging speed in hot weather? I did not see that, but I will say this. If there's a temperature sensor there, I don't really want to trick it because it's probably there for a reason.
And I do know that, remember when the first time we were driving back across Nevada from the Gigafactory back in 2016 and we were plugging in.
Oh, the handle just hot as
The handle was like
heck?
120 degrees or something like that. And I was like, wow, you almost need an oven mitt. I haven't really experienced that recently, so I don't know if they've changed out the equipment or if they're just, I don't know. But we haven't seen that issue recently.
Yeah. Let's see here. Johnny said, what VIN are you and what panel gap fit and finish issues have you had? I was 6,700 and had major issues. So I think it's like 18,000 something.
Yeah. The first
for the
one,
new Y.
Yeah, the first one was like 1,300 and something.
Yeah.
And I don't. Did it have any?
It didn't really have like any issues
and
at
even
all.
now we're at 18,000. I don't think there were any panel issues. The door was slightly.
Was
needed
slightly
adjustment.
misaligned. The trunk was slightly misaligned. Paint issues. I had two little specks, two little paint nibs next to the headlight. But I think that was it. Panel gaps are fine. I haven't noticed any big issues with them.
I just saw. Okay, Len was asking about the Model Y browser. It's built on the Chromium engine, I believe. It's the same on all. Well, excuse me. I should say it's the same on all MCU2 computers. So if you have an SX3 or a Y with MCU2, it would be Chromium. If it's an older MCU1 browser, I don't know what it's built on, but it doesn't really work anymore.
Yeah. Real quick, Brown 1428. Claps in chat. Just ordered some TSS. They look dope.
Cool,
I'm not gonna lie.
We've got
them on two of our cars.
Two of our cars, yeah.
And we had them on Model 3. Yeah, they're super dope. Congratulations. What color did you order? Curious. Mard916 said, do you think there's a noticeable difference in the ride, bumpiness between 19-inch and 20-inch on Model Y? So I haven't actually driven a Model Y with 19-inch.
Yet, yeah.
And now I have done 20-inch and 21-inch. And I can say it definitely feels a little smoother there. So that being said, I imagine 19-inch will feel a little bit better, but the 21-inch have very small sidewalls. The 20-inch actually have a pretty decent sidewall. The 19's even bigger. Now, one thing, even Elon tweeted about it, if you are trying to make your car as comfortable as possible, you can actually deflate your tires by a few PSI. That being said, though, your range will decrease as well, because you're going to have more rolling resistance, more tire hitting the pavement. But that'll just give you a little bit more cushion, I guess we can call it. So that's one thing we can try too.
We did see that some aftermarket companies are coming out with, or some companies are coming out with aftermarket like air suspension and stuff.
Yep. So there was one big air suspension company that I used to talk to all the time, but they actually went out of business because of this whole COVID thing. So I'm not sure at the moment who else is doing it, but definitely there should be some people. John said, I think the I-Pace by Audi would be the vehicle if Tesla did not exist. Although those cars would not exist if it wasn't for Tesla.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh, there's the dumping her dog comment. Yeah. It was so sad. Nope. Looking forward to track mode for Performance Model Y. You bet. Same here. Beckham, I see you asked a few times about Tesla Roadster. I already answered it, I think. But yes, we will be getting some of those. I see. Yeah, right after that, yay.
Yeah, I saw later on Brandon Callahan is asking about, he said he loved your Model Y. He loved the detail you put into the touchscreen orientation, and he's wondering, is there any more orientation videos for the Model Y coming?
Yes, there will be some more orientation videos. Thank you for the comment. I really, really appreciate it. It was a long video, and I recognize on YouTube long videos don't necessarily do the best, but in this time, Tesla is trying to do contactless deliveries, and for someone who hasn't owned a Tesla before, that center screen can be a little overwhelming. I can totally see that. So I wanted to make that video a little longer. Now the other tutorial type videos that we have coming out are definitely going to be shorter, probably in the 5-minute range, and we're going to go over things like the seat adjustments and stuff like that, because I've been getting a lot of questions. How do I adjust the mirrors? There's no buttons.
Oh yeah, and
it's all on the center screen.
And the steering wheel.
And we kind of covered that a little bit, but we didn't really talk about how to adjust the seat and the fact that you can save it. But there are other tutorial videos coming up, and hopefully soon. There's so many videos in the queue right now. It's really sad. I'm getting really behind.
I saw. Okay, just quick. Mr. DSN asked if they were Rhodesian Ridgebacks. Yes, they are all Well, we only have two now, but we have Rhodesian Ridgebacks, Kit and Layden.
Yep. On said, you guys are getting too popular, getting trolls. I know, right? Ugh. Especially today. Sorry for not booting him right away. We're trying to get rid of him as quick as we can. Black House Brew said, is the middle console wrap hard to do? No, I wouldn't say it is, but there are a few things to really watch out for. prep work, cleaning it, make sure you don't have any dust or anything, really helps. Also, aligning it really does help to get it in a very good spot. Now, if you're gonna do it, I'd recommend, I do have an install video out. I'd recommend you watch that. If you still have questions, reach out to me. Happy to help.
And doesn't the kit from Abstract Ocean have a little like swab or like the?
Oh yeah, it comes with everything you need, but you just need to make sure that you really do clean it. Make sure you turn off your air vents and let the air in the car kind of settle, and also work with the doors closed, because if you get any dust or anything, and if you get like a solid color, sometimes you can see it a little bit more. It's really not that big of an issue, but I kind of get to be a perfectionist a little bit after installing these so much, because I like to make everything super clean.
Yeah, and we had a wrap party once, and we had...
We did it. We had a wrap party. We had, what, like 15 Teslas
something
come
like
by?
Teslas came by our house one afternoon, and they were all like lined up, and Eric installed the center console wrap on like all 15 of those. Some people maybe had to leave early, but
we did
13, 14, something
we did
like
wraps, we did door handles,
screen
we did
protectors,
screen protectors, we did steering wheel. We had a good old time with the wrap party. It was a blast, actually. Hopefully, once all this pandemic stuff goes away a little bit, maybe we'll do some more wrap parties, because I had a blast with that. And it was great to help people out that didn't really necessarily feel confident enough to do it themselves, but really wanted it. I was able to just take care of it, because I've done so many of them. It really, like, I can get them done real quick.
Practice makes perfect.
It does. Tracy said, can you recommend winter tires and wheels for Model Y? Performance in place of the 21-inch Uber turbine wheels that fit over the performance brakes. So, without giving away too much, come this fall, we will be doing a lot of testing and even be working with a supplier to make some winter tire and wheel suggestions for everybody. I will say, though, T-Sportline makes their rims to fit over the performance brakes. So that's, yeah. You can check them out. Link down below. They make great wheels, and that's actually what I've done, and that's what I'm going to be doing on Model Y, too. I guess that kind of just let the cat out of the bag, but it'll be fun. Let's see. MK Og97, not sure if it's a good question, or not sure that's a question you can answer. New to the channel, but do you expect the Model Y features like heated cams, heat pump, and blackout things to come to Model 3? So heat pump, I can see coming to the whole lineup as soon as possible. I think Model 3 would be first, because it makes sense. And also, we found a news story David did last week that the company, it was in Iceland? Ireland, that makes the heat exchange units for Teslas, lost the contract. Whether that be somebody else gained the contract, we don't know, or is Tesla planning to move everything to heat pumps and doesn't need those heaters anymore? Yeah. A lot of speculation. Heated cams, probably. And then blackout, they should, in my eyes.
I mean, people have been asking that for years.
So long. And to be honest, a lot of the wrap places I go to, the number one thing they do is blackout packages. So chrome is so early 2000s.
I don't know, it depends. Some people love chrome.
I don't like chrome.
But other people, it's one side or the other. So it's just like, I'm surprised Tesla has it. Because I know that's one of the first questions I asked when we went in, like back in 2016. I was like, can we get it without the chrome? And they're like, no. So, yeah.
If anything, maybe Tesla should offer that as like a you pick. But again, that's going to complicate the line. I don't know. I think they should just get rid of it. What wider tire can go on Model Y? I haven't really tested this out. I will say on Model 3 right now, I'm running 305s, which are ridiculously wide. And I wouldn't recommend those for most people because they're crazy expensive. But I imagine you could probably get something like that on Model Y. But I do have to run a 5mm spacer in the front. The rear, no problem. It also depends on your rim too, because you can get different offsets. So think about that too. CBTMIA, any news on the Jetta Hub for Model Y? Unfortunately, I don't have any news. Sorry about that. I wish I did.
I see. I'm jumping way ahead, but like Ollie was asking, since we bought so many Teslas, can you claim the federal tax credit if you sell the EV in the same year? Yes. And the only thing is,
Some states might not be
no, this
able
is the
to.
federal tax.
Oh,
credit.
federal, yes.
Yes, no problem. But Tesla, there's no longer any more federal tax credit. If you're looking at another manufacturer for EVs, yeah, you can buy it. You just there's like a stipulation that you can't buy it with the intention of reselling it.
Right.
And like we said, when we bought the SR Plus in September of 2019, we weren't planning on reselling it, but we traded it in and got a long range one 3 weeks later. We were able to claim the tax credit on both of those cars.
Yeah.
Because we did
Now,
not.
I didn't buy it to resell it. I always plan for the future. I know I'm never going to keep a car super long. So I always kind of plan for the future. What would more people want, etc. So that's kind of why we upgraded to all-wheel drive. But yeah, as long as you're not buying it just to flip it, there's no problem.
Yeah, I guess he had a little more information. He said he has an e-Golf right now, purchased early this year, and Model Y in order. Yeah, so you can basically still get you should be able to still get the federal tax credit on that, yes.
Yeah.
On the e-Golf, not on the Model Y, because they no longer have any ones on Teslas.
Yep. See a couple comments from a little bit of this and that. Any info on mud flaps for Model Y? Unfortunately, nothing yet. Now, I will say the aftermarket options for Model 3 weren't bad. Some better than others. We actually saw one Model 3 today that the mud flap was not attached correctly.
Yeah,
because I tested that product
It's in
myself.
Glenwood Springs, right?
Yeah, I have
The blue one?
tested that one myself. I know why it didn't. It's because the little snap clip didn't hook in correctly. And that's not something that they did wrong installing it on their car. It's something that the product had wrong with it. But I have not seen them for Y yet. Hopefully soon. Brandon said, I ordered Model Y. Love the detail. Oh, that's touchscreen orientation. Yep. My bad. Just catching up. Francisco said, how's my finger? It's doing good. Thank you.
What happened to your
healed.
finger?
When I did the carbon fiber seat backs, I reached under to undo the clips,
yeah.
and I scraped my finger.
I forgot about that.
Thank you. I appreciate the thought. And the attention to detail, because that was almost towards the end of the video. Will Tesla fix the charge door being slightly further out than the tail light so it doesn't line up great? Hopefully. I've seen some that were fine and some that stuck really far out. So I don't know why that is. Have you heard anything on the forums or anything?
No, I would just ask and see if that's something that hopefully they won't say that it's within specs. It's probably not something too difficult to change, because like when we were picking up delivery of the latest Model Y, the door seemed like it stuck out too far or stuck in too far? I can't remember.
I think it was in.
But basically they took it in the service center and within like 5 minutes they brought it back out and they had fixed it. So a lot of those things, they're very easy to adjust. So if Tesla won't do it, you might check around and see if you can find like a service manual. It might be something you could adjust yourself or find somebody to help adjust it.
Yep. Rob said, did you order a Jetta hub for the Model Y? From what I hear, they're not shipping until September. I did. I saw some emails come through, but I honestly haven't looked at them. So maybe. But September is...
Next month.
Next month, yeah. Oh, God. I don't know where this whole year went. Let's
Kit's here
see.
again.
Any experience with snow change or traction devices on Teslas? No, because from what I've seen, the people that have used snow chains on Teslas scrape the crap out of their rims.
Well, Tesla does have...
And
like,
I don't...
Tesla does have something of their own on their website, or at least they used to.
They did.
I don't know if it was a chain, but it was something to use similar to that.
I mean, I'm still paranoid about the rim rash that could potentially come from that. Yeah.
There it is, yeah.
So, look at this, though. Tell me that is not going to mess up your rim.
Well, those are the arrows.
I mean, I don't care.
They could cover them up, but...
That is going to mess up your rim. Something terrible. Never going to use... Look at that.
Yeah.
Never going to use this. Ever. I'm sorry, Tesla. But I'm never going to do it. This is a better design because it doesn't directly touch your rim. But this one is going to scrape the crap out of your rims. This one's going to scrape the crap out of your rims. So the 19 and the 18 are going to scrape. The 20-inch should be okay. Yeah, I'm not going to do that. Nope.
Yeah, fortunately, we haven't had the need for those.
Not going to happen.
So sorry we can't.
Yeah, sorry. I just, if anything, I would look at studded tires if you really need them.
Yeah, because we've seen,
That'd be my choice.
long before Tesla even had all-wheel drive, people like in Norway, Teslas were one of the most popular cars there. Even with just a rear-wheel drive and good studded snow tires, they were able to, drive up some steep, snowy, icy packed roads.
Roger just said, I sent you a YouTube link of what happened to the Model Y. It is sad. Let me see.
To Roger. This is Roger.
No, different Roger.
Okay.
It was Roger Harrington that did the $50 dono. Again, huge thanks to Roger. This is Roger Harding. Where did you send it to? And I'll go check it out. Let's see. Is there an income cap on the federal tax credit from Brandon? It wasn't an income. Well, I mean, okay. It kind of. You had to earn enough.
Yeah, to qualify.
To get it back.
I don't think there was a limit on it, and there's no limit either on how many you could have per year. And I do remember too that I know that for some other things, like if you install a wall connector, if you install charging equipment, you can do a tax deduction on that, like 30% back on the equipment as well as the installation costs. But there is like a limit on that. Like if you have to do like the alternative minimum tax, then you can't take that deduction for the install of that alternative vehicle, charging equipment, EVSE.
Oh my God, I'm watching that video, Roger. Holy crap! Can I show the video, Roger? Are you cool with that if I show it on my live stream?
Is it his car?
I don't want to get hit with a copyright strike or anything, but if you give me permission, I can do it.
Is it his car?
Yeah. Okay, he said do it. Okay, cool. Let me pull this up. Someone said for the one asking about snow chains, many service centers do not recommend them. I would recommend ones that don't touch the rim as much. Yeah, exactly. Most service centers recommend winter tires over snow chains.
Exactly.
Those snow chains, those are gonna scrape your rims. Like, I am surprised Tesla is like.
I didn't know they had real chains like that before.
Selling this.
I saw those other ones, but I never saw a chain until today. So
Look at that. That is gonna scrape the crap out of your rim. I'm sorry. I'm going off on a tangent. This needs to stop. That needs to not be sold by Tesla. I'm sorry. Sorry. See, that was my tangent for the day, guys. I get at least one. Let me pull up this video real quick from Roger. If you have any questions, David, you can answer some. I just want to pull up this video.
I had my thing closed.
Oh, no, you're good. Let me type this in real quick. Sorry, guys. Hold on one moment. I have a video to show you. Did I type it in right? Oh, yeah, there we go. Sorry, I'm sure this is not
you can't just
fun
click
to
on
watch.
It?
It's a text message, so I need to...
Go copy it from your...
yeah, worst case, I'll send
text
it to
to yourself. You probably have a character wrong, so it's not...
Yeah, I have a character wrong. I'm working on it.
Just copy it in the other chat.
John just did a $5 super chat. It said, we had a rap party with Sir Mix-a-Lot there. I don't like the new update where the passenger vent has shut off. Have to manually turn it on. I haven't noticed that. Did I get that update?
I noticed something weird. Okay, we got an update while we were on the road trip, and we installed it like last night. And I noticed that whenever you got out of the car, it would turn off the climate control totally. And it used to be all I had to do was touch the screen, and it would work. And it's not working anymore. So I don't know why. So I don't know if that's related to their latest update.
Okay, so here is the video that Roger sent me. Let me just... Okay.
So it's his rear view camera?
So it's his camera, and it's insane microburst hits Billings.
Oh, well, we almost had one of those earlier, but...
So...
Is this...
Like, look at this.
Oh, wow. Ooh.
Holy crap. That's intense.
What's all that purple stuff flying around?
I think it's just like reflecting weird. But look at the trash cans like flying by, and I think one hit it.
Wow, yeah.
Oh my God! Look at the trash can bouncing on the cars.
But I mean, is this the?
Wow. That's
That
intense.
just came out of nowhere. We had some wind just when we got home.
Yeah.
I took the dogs on a walk. It wasn't quite as bad as that, but yeah.
Okay, is the
That's-
car okay?
I don't know.
Question number
Looks
one.
Scary.
Yeah, that's wild. Holy crap. I hope it's okay. Hope everybody else is okay too, obviously. Thank you for letting me show that. Let's see. Oh, California has a $300,000 income tax for the California tax
Yeah,
credit.
yeah, but not the federal. Yeah.
Nope. Let's see. Thoughts on asking Tesla to make 3-in-Y air vents point at seats when in pre-cool. Also about rear-facing radar so autopilot can avoid rear-end collision if possible. The 3-in-Y air vents pointing at the seats to pre-cool is actually a really good idea. I'm down with that. The rear-facing radar, there's been a lot of talk that there might be rear-facing radars coming into Model X or Y and 3.
It's funny because there's even in the parts catalog and stuff, there's like references
Exactly.
to it, but then it never actually showed up. So
Yep.
who knows? It's definitely, I know other car companies have that. So hey, Mr. Kit.
Yep.
Yeah, it's time for.
We'll go through a
foods.
few more questions and then we got to go feed the puppies.
Are you hungry?
We've been live for all like 2 hours already. Wow, time flies by. It's been a long day driving. We'll say that.
Yeah, on the weekend.
Someone asked, "How's the Tasmanian roof glass shade when driving with all 4 windows down?" I actually haven't tried it with all 4 windows down, so I will do that. When this video gets published live after the live stream, add that comment if you can, please, and I will try that like tomorrow, and then I will report back. That's a good question. Were you car guys before owning Teslas? I've always loved cars. I've had several before Teslas, and Tesla made me more of a car guy, I guess.
Yeah, I never cared about cars before.
I cared, but I didn't care much to like do as many modifications as I do now.
So I had a 1997 Honda CR-V, which I bought when it was brand new. One of the very first ones that came out in the United States. Had it for like 19 years before I got my Tesla, and I kept it just a few more months so I could say I owned it 20 years, and then I sold it, almost gave it away, but I sold it for a nice cheap price to someone who really needed a cheap car.
Yeah, and then my car directly before the Tesla was a Ford Fusion hybrid. I almost got the Energy, but I didn't. And I loved that car. It was a great car, and I just think Tesla was like the next step to go electric.
Yeah, that's one reason I kept the CR-V so long, is because I was waiting for a car that would get better mileage, and I was waiting for a long-range electric car, and nothing was coming out, so I just kept waiting year after year. As I mentioned earlier, I was looking at the Mitsubishi Outlander, I was looking at Volvo, looking at all these other cars, and they would only go like, 18 to 20 miles, 18 to 30, so I gave up and just got a Tesla.
Sorry, I just read your message, Roger. I am so sorry. That sucks so bad. Roger said paint chips on every inch of the car and all of the glass, but no windows broke. I was one of the few. I have an appointment for full PPF tomorrow, but I'm calling insurance first. Ooh.
Yeah, that's
that
really
sucks
sad.
so
Yeah, because
bad.
that's such a new car.
I know. It was the baby.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a bummer. I'm sorry to hear that, man. That's wild, though. That microburst? Yikes. That's crazy. Blackhouse said, my daughter is learning to drive. Do you think Tesla would be better or worse to learn on? I mean, they're not bad. I would put it in chill mode. I would put it with creep on.
You can also put like the speed limit mode. So they can't go above a certain speed.
I mean, that makes me nervous. If I had a kid,
Yeah.
I mean, we only have Teslas, but
it's just, it's just like a potentially expensive car.
Exactly.
So I learned to drive on something that was much cheaper.
As did I.
The good thing though is Teslas are so safe, and that's why a lot of parents like them, is that they want the safest for their kids, and it's a safe car. But yeah.
The safety is a definite plus. I'll give you that 100%. But in terms of like fixing it, and I just wouldn't want to have to deal with anything like that. So yeah, yeah. Let's see. Yeah. Ooh. Okay. I guess Kit's telling us it's time to go. Are you hungry?
He keeps coming in here
Kit, are
looking
you
for
hungry?
food, so we gotta go get him his
Are you
dinner.
hungry for the food?
Yeah.
You want the food? You want the food?
That's
Okay.
how we know when it's time
Yeah.
to call it a day.
Okay. I really appreciate everyone hanging out, though. We will see you guys next week. We have a few videos hopefully going up this week. Can't wait to show you all of the fun stuff on Model Y. Huge shout out to those that hit us up with super chats. You guys, you're crazy. I love you all. Thank you so much for all that. Really appreciate it. We had John, we had Roger, we had An, we had Dan, and we had Chagog. Huge thanks to all you guys. Again, though, if you guys are looking to accessorize your Tesla Model S, X3, or Y, definitely check out our channel sponsor, Abstract Ocean. They make a lot of really great products, and you can get 15% off your first purchase using code Tesla Inventory. And if you have any questions installing or any of that, feel free to reach out. I'm always here to help you. Sometimes my messages can get a little backlogged. I think on Instagram I have like 100 plus pending right now. But email is normally the quickest way to get a hold of me, so it's all linked down below as well as the website. But thank you guys so much for hanging out with us, and have a safe, fun week, and we will see you next time. Bye.